You like those the fancy stuff there, Dustin?
That is nice. You guys have come so far since a year ago when I was on here.
Yeah,
you should have watched the ones back in the day where we had to like count it in ourselves.
Yeah, yes. And then we're like, are we live? Are we live? Yeah, we are live. 199th episode of Guerrilla Radio. So one before 200. 200 is going to be our state preview show. We have a very special guest. We trust him, except for one person that might be downstairs doesn't trust his rankings. Actually, two people. Does your daughter care about the rankings?
No, my daughter don't care about the rankings.
Even if you're not ranking her brother?
She would be happy if I did not rank her brother. I mean, they're in those teenage years. Like, he don't deserve to be ranked, Dad.
Yeah, and he didn't take out the garbage. So Dustin's here. We're going to talk some Evansville. So how's Evansville going? How's it being a wrestling parent and ranker this year?
It's been interesting for sure. There's been times I've just text Mike and asked Mike what to do, and he's given me his advice, and I've ran with it. So it'll just get better and better every year. But as always, the best semi-state in the land, Evansville semi-state. We're ready to represent this weekend at the Ford Center. I have a 21 preview ready to drop first thing in the morning.
Yes, it is very long. I have it. It's not staged yet, but it will be soon after the show because I have a lot of things I got to.
So, like, do they let you guys? Do they let you guys drink at the semi-state too? Obviously, we encouraged drinking last year.
So I in the write-up, and anybody from Evansville watching, if you can get TripleB into that Loge section, like, that'll be awesome. It's sold out, I saw on the website, but I think that's the key is you have to have those Loge tickets and the suite tickets, and I never knew that existed till a year ago when I was with you guys. So Saturday, Modern Day fans, TripleB's your man. Come get me up in there.
Yes, he will entertain you the whole time, and start early with the drinks.
Being a parent and a ranker, I might need double drinks this year for sure.
So where's the party tomorrow night? Because you'll be going down tomorrow night, right? I assume.
Yeah, we're leaving tomorrow, and I think this year we're kind of, again, you're talking about that dual parent. Like, we got to practice. We've got set up at Evansville Bossy tomorrow night for the Madison team, and then it's kind of the cooler shopping after that, and I guess any type of responsible adult game planning would happen relatively close to the hotel because we're responsible adults, and now I'm also a coach, so there will be none of that like in the past.
Oh, wow. So the mayor's not going to be out patrolling the neighborhood.
I keep forgetting we don't have I was going to say maybe next weekend, but we had to move it back to Indy like a bunch of square losers. So no, I'm staying Saturday night. Garcia, what's up, my man? I see Garcia hopping in. I'm staying Saturday night because I'm going to freshman sophomore state. So maybe Saturday night we can anybody that's staying over for freshman sophomore state, we can figure something out.
So I was going to ask. Oh, so is it really Evansville Bossy, or is it? I thought it was Bose.
It's like the speaker. It's Bossy, right? Somebody from Evansville hop in. I've always called it Bossy.
I didn't. Well, we don't say Corridon. It's Corridon and not Corridon.
It's Corridon. Who says Corridon?
Corridon. That sounds like you say mobile. You have marbles in your mouth. Is anyone from Corridon here? See, that's why we have to have someone from the South so we pronounce their names correctly. Meet me at the casino tomorrow night. Oh boy.
Hey,
Bossy. Oh, you gotta enunciate. That's Bose.
That's Bossy.
Bossy.
Hey, Brady, is it B-O-S?
Is it Bossy like your wife?
Like Bossy, or is it B-O-Z-E like Bose, like the speaker?
Corey down.
We're gonna spend half the show doing enunciations,
dude. It's part of what we do.
Yeah,
TripleB.
Bossy. Oh, Bossy. Nice. Okay, so I learned something. Hey, we learned how to say Rosowski.
I feel like if you say Evansville Bose, you gotta go like Evansville Bose, like you hit the hard bass on that. If you're saying Evansville Bose,
I guess I mean. I've never really had that. I always thought it was like Bose. I never thought it was Bossy. They should just
like
put
a boss.
Is their nickname the Wives? Because they're bossy or what? The bossy wives. Oh boy, this is going to be a good one. So yeah, do we want to go over the results of last week first, real quick?
I mean, that's not how we've been doing it, right?
We talk more about Belmont wrestling. Come on.
It's Belmont with 1 L though, right? Not 2 L's.
Well, no, it's 2 L's.
No, not down south. Down south, it's 1 L. I mean, we get that.
Ooh, man. So we'll go over the results from last week. Might as well start with Mooresville. Just rip the Band-Aid off.
I thought we were going to close with the last semi-state. I thought we were giving Garcia the last semi-state show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Croydon.
That's what I said.
Okay, that's what Ratliff. I really trust Ratliff on pronouncing things. So, let's see.
While you're looking up, big shout out to my man Brandon Barnes. Oh, there.
On cue.
We had the Evansville sign for a minute.
On cue. It made the pre-show and everything.
I know. It made the pre-show and everything, but there it hangs. We're just going to let it kind of hang, but there we go. Welcome, wrestling fans.
Right. You just pointed to it and it fell.
Oh, I was waiting for its cue.
This is going to be a great episode. Jeez. I don't mean, are you talking any wrestling?
You said something about results from last week. Here's the results.
Yes. Mooresville
guys all won. They did great. They're going to do great. Yada, yada, yada. Now go on to your other ones.
Okay. Mooresville stuff. Okay.
We get it.
And we're going to talk about them enough. Let's see. Jeffersonville. You were there, weren't you?
I was there.
So since you're
Franklin held on, man. Franklin was able to grab that regional title. I think it's just based off the prior week. They had so many. They got a couple of extra guys through at sectionals, but Tante's got his guys rolling at the right time, man. They continue to look tough last weekend. Got just enough through and into the finals to score the points, and they're rolling into Evansville looking to keep turning heads. They're just a headlock away.
Yeah. The South Side headlock finally has migrated down to the south of Indy. So any upsets or any guys that kind of surprised you there that you saw?
Man, I don't think it was as wild as the Jennings County sectional the week before. Obviously, the Jennings County sectional looked strong. That wasn't a surprise. But I think just in terms of like guys you would pick, who you would think got through, I think it was Jennings County had 50, Jeff had 6, and they had a couple ones that weren't predicted though. So I guess, they went out, they battled, they held their own. But man, it's just a tough sectional to fight through. That Jennings County sectional is just kind of loaded right now, and I don't know that it's going to get weaker. I mean, not a lot of seniors there this year. I think it'll just continue to kind of flex its muscles.
That is like
Robert Falkins was there. I hope Falkins saw the discrepancy and can maybe address that. I mean,
yeah, that is crazy, and I mean because we've seen other ones where it's a little bit more, it's pronounced, but it's not like 50-6. That doesn't. That's crazy, and I know that just it's hard to fathom that sectional is that much better. That's almost like putting the Avon sectional up against another one, and I guess theirs isn't as bad because they run into Center Grove, who's going to bring in 13.
Right.
They're going to win 13, 12 or 13 themselves. So, yeah. I hope TripleB isn't in charge of taping those on the brackets up. Is that what you're going to do?
They would halfway hang. It's still halfway hanging.
Yeah. I'm surprised that's not like permanently on the wall somewhere.
Hang it up at work. I don't know how to ask the maintenance guys to hang that up for me at work yet. I'm trying to figure a way to work that into a maintenance request, but we'll figure it out. I'm just going to cover it up with my broad shoulders. There we go. Look at that. No sign to see here.
Okay, so Bloomington South regional. What anything crazy happened there? Obviously, Bloomington South won.
They got it done. That's the first time they'd won in a couple of years. They knocked off Terre Haute South.
And Floyd.
And Floyd, yeah. And I don't know. I think the biggest upsets might have been the heavyweights getting hurt this week more than matches that happened on the mat. But
man, heavyweight is taking a big hit down south. You lost a couple guys like the first weekend, and then now some injuries are taking them out. So, and
yeah,
is his name really Manford?
That's not. I think I have him as Griffin in the rankings.
Yeah.
But IJSA makes you list your like birth name or whatever. So maybe Manford is what he goes by. We're gonna call him Manny this weekend though. Manny Osborne, right?
Nice. So.
I think what you're kind of seeing is like as tough as Evansville is, and I noticed when I was kind of doing the write up, like they're tough, but there's not a lot of like terrible draws compared to years past. Curtain jerkers, I had to really kind of dig in to find curtain jerkers. Where it was kind of more pronounced in the past. So why it's deep, there's also a discrepancy between like top of the tier and then other guys just trying to scrape and kind of to fight to get those spots. So when we go back and review regionals and we say, it was kind of stock. I mean, it really truly was kind of stock when you look at things. I think Tom, I'm going to get his name wrong, from New Albany, 106, Tom, I'm going to say win, but again, knocked off Jackson Jean. I mean, I know he was ranked higher, but Jean's kind of been tough. I mean, and Bloomington South was on a roll. So I know he's 26-1, ranked higher in the state, but I thought that was kind of a surprise when I looked at it. New Albany is going to throw eggs at me when they see me now Saturday for saying that. But
Randall Lynch did you?
Huh?
So Randall's going to be throwing eggs at you?
Mitchell Robb probably will be more than Randall, but yeah. But I mean, just New Albany's gotten tougher the last couple of years since Randall's come in and taken over, and Rob and those guys, and they've really kind of toughened their schedule, toughened their lineup. New Albany's kind of looking really good here in the last couple of years. So
that has to be a decent little drive from New Albany to Bloomington.
New what?
New Albany.
Is that not what it's called?
Albany, like Albany, New York. You don't say Albany.
Albany.
Say Singlet. Let me hear you say Singlet.
Singlet.
That's good. All right. Like Jason Miller would be like Singlet. Like you Northerners kind of put that little extra on the vowels and stuff.
He's just fancy.
Yes. I'm learning how to speak English from someone from Southern Indiana.
I'm a certified teacher. I mean, I know what I'm doing.
Nice.
The Wayne accent, says Garcia.
Because I know how to speak properly. New Albany.
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 New Albany.
Sing a lot. Yes. So, anything out of the Castle section or regional? Obviously, Mater Dei ran away with it. Heritage Hills has a really solid team. I think.
And they're young. They don't have a lot of seniors. Watch for Heritage Hills over the next couple of years. They don't lose a lot. I mean, a lot of those names I've seen since they were kids, and you're still talking like sophomores and juniors. So,
3 seniors in the lineup, so they'll be losing. So they're going to bring back 11 guys from a pretty solid team. So they're going to be pretty tough. Boonville, man, they have all 10th graders. Or one, yeah. They have a bunch of 10th graders. So, okay. We won't go into crazy details, but we want to start over on the brackets. You ready?
Starting at 126?
No.
All right. Let me see.
All kinds of different tonight.
Yeah. We'll start up top. Tom Wynn of New Albany. Albany.
All right.
Albany. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah. Taking on Lean Kerfin of Columbus North. Right?
Columbus North. If you do find the subway there, make sure you get light mayo.
Man, where does that fall in? Is that on the east side or the north side? Like, whose district is that in? Who do you need to talk to?
Which interstate off did you go to the subway?
65, right off 65.
But there's two Columbus exits, so that would determine.
This was like the one by like the Home 2 Suites and everything right there. Probably the one you would take to get to like Saraland.
Oh, all right. I think that would be a North issue. That'd be a Ratliff issue.
Ratliff, the mayor of North Columbus.
The mayor of North Columbus, Justin Ratliff.
Okay, make sure you send a strongly worded letter to him.
Man, they put so much on that sandwich. It's almost comical. I didn't want to bring it up because I wanted someone else to experience that joy.
So, bottom half of that quarter bracket, number 6, Gavin Ash versus number 22, Carson Batchelor from Castle. Not a good draw for anyone. This is a tough Morrisville regional.
Yeah, and Garcia just put it up there. You'll talk about like the Mooresville sweep or the Mooresville 4. This is 106 kind of gets it going out of the gates with, Ash, and then we'll get into the other ones. But just 4 tough guys from Mooresville, 4 bad draws if you're not from Mooresville.
I think Batchel there wrestled really well this year. He's had some good wins, 27-6, and then obviously he just talked about Tom Wynn over Jackson Jean, 26-1. Ash limited amount of matches. I know he was out for some time. I think someone at one point was saying that they thought he was going to be out. That he was. I know he sat out for a good amount. I think he came back for the conference, but yeah, he's pretty tough. I mean, obviously, state qualifier at 113. Wynn also wrestled 13 last year, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think him and Cavello just swapped, right? Cavello was 6, Wynn was 13. They just flip-flopped.
3 seniors in that quarter bracket at 106.
Oof. That's a lot. So going down, you got Cameron Schofield, Franklin, 10th in the semi-state. Austin Boldinghouse of Owen Valley, sophomore, 30-7. Like Colt Land, Vincennes Lincoln, and Case Bridge, number 9 in the state from Avon. Bridge, really tough freshman. That's obviously we're pretty certain we know kind of have a good idea on this weight class.
Yeah. I mean, Bridge is tough. Schofield has had a great year for Franklin. He was on a couple of my teams in the spring and summer, so I've seen him wrestle a lot. But I've seen Case Bridge wrestle, obviously, forever too. So, I mean, Bridge would be the favorite coming out of that. I wouldn't be, a lot of the things that could potentially happen as I was drilling down into records and matches and all that today wouldn't be too crazy. But, yeah, Bridge is the heavy favorite.
Landon and Schofield's had a lot of youth success. I felt like they were smaller guys. I haven't seen Land this year, but I felt like Schofield looked like that he's probably not cutting as much weight as some of the other guys.
No, yeah, he looks tiny. He'll be a 106 for at least another year, I would think.
And then I thought the same with Land too. I thought he was like a 90-pound middle school kid last year. So yeah, Bridge is tough though. Obviously, that's a hard spot to rank. Those guys coming out of Mooresville, they all kind of traded losses here and back and forth.
Yeah.
Bottom half bracket: Trayvon Ducking, Brownsburg. He won sectional and regional, avenging a couple losses. Is Brock Little Pop of Heritage Hills, Kason Engel of Tell City versus Chase Koznarski of Seymour. The Fighting Matt M's.
Fighting Matt M's. Some great names there. I mean, Little Pop, Koznarski, which sounds like a circus guy or something, like Kazarni, like a Carney or something, Kazarnsky. Certainly we could get the names rolling there. Ducking, Trevon's good though, man. I mean, Trevon's really good, slick on his feet. He's a fun wrestler to watch.
And then the last quarter bracket, we only have 3 state ranked guys there. Alden Walker wins his regional, gets his reward is Daniel Brown, number 2 in the state, first round. Leo Oatman, Switzerland County. He'll have Jackson Jean, number 17 in the state. So that's a good old fashioned Evansville bracket right there.
Yeah, 3 ranked guys. You'll see in my write up, never count a modern day guy out in Evansville. You've seen wilder stuff happen than a modern day kid pulling upset. Obviously, Daniel Brown's really, really good. I think I got that highlight as my first curtain jerker, Walker versus Brown.
Yeah, and So Walker had beat Case Bridges this year in the duel early on, and obviously Case Bridges kind of had Daniel Brown's number, or it's kind of been reversed. Like Brown's had a pretty good run against Ducking, and Ducking's had a pretty good run against Bridge, and Bridges had a pretty good run against Brown. Sometimes that like weight cut right off the scale, that's always going to be a tough one. I mean, I don't know how any of those guys weights. I know Daniel Brown's taller, 106. I think he's pulling a little bit harder. I don't know about Alden Walker, but I mean, right off the scale, first match, there's probably not one that you're probably not hoping to get a modern day kid. I'm sure that's probably not who he wanted of the champs that he could have got. And obviously Jackson Jean's having a really good sophomore season. We saw him at Al Smith. He looked really good. I know he took Nick Freeze out there. We picked Nick Freeze to kind of punch his ticket at East Chicago. Just a real tough spot there, man. The top 8 probably there at Evansville at 106 probably could punch their ticket almost all the other semi-states.
Yeah, and come Saturday night, if we're talking about Alden Walker or Jackson Jean, or I think I talked about somebody else up there, Tom Wynn, any of those guys punching the tickets, like I wouldn't be shocked. Like it would be an upset, right? Like Mooresville's the heavy favorite there, those 4 guys. But I mean, it's semi-state, man. You see wild stuff happen all the time. And then if you don't come out ready to wrestle, the weight cut, you haven't rehydrated, you get lost in the moment of the crowd. It's cold at Evansville. It sounds silly, but if you're not used to that coldness right out of the gates, anything like that can affect your performance. And we're talking about a whole new ball game Saturday of qualifiers.
You don't want to warm up on the ice. You got to get off the ice a little bit, and that's where you're doing your little warm up and everything. That way your legs don't get cold. That's one of a coach at once said that, so you know.
They said all is not cutting a whole lot. It's gonna be at First House. First House getting a full belly Friday night, getting ready for that match.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get some fried brains from the hilltop or hillside or whatever, and you'll be a little bit smarter Saturday, ready to go too.
Nice. So 113, Mike, you want to do this one?
Yeah, start off with the top quarter bracket. Max Stevens, a real talented freshman from Gibson Southern, not ranked in the state, 6th in the semi-state. I know he had I think it was a middle school state runner-up last year, and he'll have not ranked in the state, 10th in the semi-state, Jack Calavello of New Albany, sophomore, 17-12. And then in the bottom part of that quarter bracket, you have Michael Gross, Switzerland County freshman, 31-11. And they'll have Eli Olge. Was it Ogle?
Oh.
Of Tri-West.
Ogle, right? We're going to say Ogle.
Ogle. Number 8 in the state, number 2 in the semi-state, freshman, sophomore state champ last year. So pretty good quarter bracket there.
I know
not a lot of love for Gibson Southern, man. I actually looking at the middle school state from last year, and I was like, man, I wonder if that kid's in high school, and here he is winning regionals.
So that's what I was going to say. I saw some comments about, like, I can't believe Max Stevens isn't ranked. I can't believe you guys, like, overlooked him. Like, I need Gibson Southern results. Somebody, please, if you're out there, a Gibson Southern fan, like, cue me and Mike in, because I have to go out of my way to find, you know, and the semi-state's massive. We go from Switzerland County, which is almost to Ohio, all the way to the Illinois border, and then from Indianapolis all the way to the Ohio River. And, like, I just don't have time in the day to go search, you know, 56 kids, or what I did end up doing 10, so 140 kids. Like, I don't have that time. So please, Gibson Southern or somebody in that area, feel free to send us dubince@gmail.com. Send us the email, send us the information next year, and we'll take care of them. Like, we're not purposely sleeping on anybody.
No, and I think the hard part, especially with some of the, we kind of talked about a couple shows back, is you're not, especially if you're not getting the results, you don't know which freshmen are going to be freshmen and who are not in. And then they're not listing, they're not listing their middle school. It's not like, hey, we're going to Thomas Jefferson Middle School representing. It's like, hey, I wrestled Mara Coughlin. You're like, well, I don't know. I assume everyone that wrestles at Mara Coughlin is going to end up being a modern day kid. I was like, well, he's not in the modern day lineup, so maybe he's still in 8th grade.
It's not a bad assumption to make.
Yeah, man, I feel like the last couple of years, though, there hasn't a lot of Mara Coughlin spread out in that entire area. Because every time there was a kid, I'm like, he's going to be at Modern Day, and then he's at Boonville, or he's at Gibson Southern, or he's at Vincent's Lincoln. It's like, all right.
We've talked about this last year, man. They got to feed more NIL money to Mara Coughlin. Modern Day does. I mean, they're losing dues that hurts me as a Modern Day guy. Like, we should be picking some more guys up, building the coffers up at Modern Day.
I would like to see the campaign colors on the shirt.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of there. I mean, it's Hulk Hogan yellow, and I can't say Hulk Hogan got canceled. We can't say Hogan anymore, but it's yellow and red. So
Next quarter bracket down, not ranked in the state, 7 in the semi-state. Owen Blessinger of Southridge is a junior, is 32-7. He'll have number 9 in the semi-state, Brady Elfridge of Evansville, Mater Dei sophomore, 19-6. Going down to the bottom quarter of that bracket, Kieran Locke of Madison, senior, 16-3. And he'll have Justice Thrasher, 11 in the state, 5 in the semi-state, junior, 33-5. I was just reading. Sorry, I get distracted easy.
I get distracted by the comments. Brady's bringing the comments tonight, and he's up right now in the bracket too. So,
we got to see Mater Dei at Team State. I thought all those guys battled. I walked away like thinking Mater Dei was like very underrated. Even when I did the final rankings, I kind of like looked at it, I was like, all right, man, like I'm sleeping on Mater Dei too much. I know Brady Elfridge is right on the backside of those rankings. I think we ranked to like 40. So I'm not sure we fell in there, but that's a tough first round match for Southridge's Owen Blessinger.
Yeah, I mean a 9 versus a 7 out of the gates. In terms of I had you ranked in the semi-state, Brady. Don't worry about it, buddy. A 9 versus a 7 out of the gates is a good first round match there. And they've had to have wrestled, right? Southridge and Mater Dei right down there by each other.
I thought they had a duel.
Yeah, so I'm sure they've locked it up. And then Kieran Locke, Joe, you're asking earlier if my daughter gets mad about me not ranking my son. That might be the one boy she'd get mad at me not ranking. We'll leave that at that. But
what?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. So, and then Justice Thrasher, they're all,
That's not good.
Who's getting second? Hutch, I will tell you on the TripleB Fab 4, I think we have Justice Thrasher getting second.
And Justice Thrasher, obviously, he's wrestled really well. We saw him at Al Smith. We saw him at Team State. He beat he was one of the guys who reversed the loss against Crown Point and Colin Strayer. Wrestling real well. 33-5 in their schedule is pretty. I thought Center Grove overall got pretty good draws. Like, not that any of these are going to be easy draws, but like they didn't fall like anything where I walked away. I was like, oh man, that's terrible.
Well, Center Grove's toughest match will be found in a locker room this year, right? I mean,
that's what I heard. That's the rumor.
After the scales, what kind of locker room they're going to get settled into? That might be the hardest match of the day.
Are they? Do they require just like only red M&Ms because there's red and white M&Ms and stuff?
And they're rioters, right? I texted their AD today and told them that Madison put down a deposit on the Aces locker room, so don't they even think about it? So.
Next quarter bracket down, he had J.C. Lowry of Charlestown, a junior, 18-11, and he has freshman feet, number 1 in the state, number 1 in the semi-state, 33-3, Case Bell of Brownsburg. And the winner of that quarter will have Mateo Serenargo. Joe, you get that one right?
Sergano,
Evansville Memorial, junior, 21-8.
No.
And Nick Russell, Bloomington South, freshman, 21-8. So identical records there. Bell, the only one with a ranking next to his name. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's all right? I mean, Case, the favorite. He's our first. I think he's the first of a record 10 Ford Tough Locks when the thing comes out. So
not as much parity out there anymore, huh?
No, not at all. And if you look at these rankings here, I think there's one state-ranked wrestler in each quarter bracket. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Like you're starting to see kind of a spread in terms of state-ranked guys and elite-level state-ranked guys.
So what the 4 Tough Locks means he's predicted to be.
Yeah. So the 4 Tough Locks so I have 4 pickers this year. I went with all new. I think I upset Kevin Arnett. I'm sorry. I think some of my old guys got upset that I went with new guys this year, but I just thought, let's try some new blood. Let's get some new opinions. So Mike Reiser, OTR was one of them. Anyway, 4 Tough Lock is all 4 guys pick the same guy to win the weight class. And if all 4 guys pick, then that is a 4 Tough Lock. So he is our first of 10 4 Tough Locks, Case Bell.
Okay, and then the Curtain Jerkers are the first round matches.
Curtain Jerkers are your top first round matches. The Charles Barkley Turbo Draws are the tick around matches. It's featuring 2 guys that could be state qualifiers. The Ford Fab 4 are, I do points on each pick, and then we come up with the Ford Fab 4. That's your 4 guys predicted to get out in the placement order that they're predicted to get out.
Okay. So yeah, that Bell's pretty good. That's going to be a good weight class to see Bell and Shutley and Verduzco and whoever comes out of Fort Wayne.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah. If you gotta go back and listen to that show. I don't remember who we picked. Maybe Rex Moore. So next quarter bracket down, you have Cody Hughes of Floyd Central, freshman, 26-12, and he'll have Jace Froggy of Boonsville, sophomore, 26-6. And he'll have the winner of Sam Blanco Colomares of Avon, senior, 23-15, and Jude Heaston, senior, number 15 in the state, 4 in the semi-state, 17-4. It's good to see Jude back in there. I know he was off last year, and we kind of went back and forth. And I know his dad's been pretty, giving us a lot of information with the Indian Creek guys. And at one point, we didn't have him in the rankings, and I was like, man, I got to see him on the map before I put him back in there.
Yeah, and he's looked good. He hasn't, I've seen him wrestle now. We had him in a duel and then sectionals and regionals, and he hasn't really been touched in any of those. Clearly, he'll get, some opportunities to show his worth this weekend, but he's looked really good when I've seen him wrestle so far this year.
He's incredibly talented. He obviously, he's had the results. It's tough, man. It's a grind. We talked about it across the board, and I know we kind of closed the show in a rant yesterday. I'm not trying to jump in a rant in the middle of the bracket, but it's a long season. It's a mental grind. Not only the wins and losses, it's only you. You have a team, but it's an individual thing. And then the weight cutting, and dude, it's just on top of being like a kid. Obviously, we all have teenagers, and we have teenage girls also, which could be tough, man. It's a tough time. So. But Sam Colomares of Avon, I thought he had a really good team state. I thought he had some really good matches. I know he had a really good match with Kuna. So I think he had a pretty good win there, too. I thought he had a pretty good fall. I don't remember who he ended up pinning there, but that could be one of right off the bat. That could be an interesting match. I know I don't think that was a curtain jerker, but I was actually really impressed with Sam from Avon.
Yeah, Avon always has those dudes with double-digit losses that punches their tickets. So that could be a great sleeper first-round match for sure.
120. Aiden Woods, Franklin. He's up top, number 8 in the semi-state. Grant Slunder of Princeton, junior, 21-7. LeBlanc Fan of Floyd Central, senior, 23-12, and then Mason Gels, number 7 in the state from Avon. That's a good spot for Gels. Gels, returning state placer, he's had a real good season this year, has some good wins, and continues to get better and better each year. So he's kind of scary right there.
LeBlanc Flan, one of the best names in the bracket, I think. Aiden Woods wrestling really well. Regional champ. Obviously you're going to hit someone that's pretty tough, but that's a hard one. Gels is wrestling really well.
Yeah. He's looking really good right now.
Going down, we got 2 ranked guys in the next quarter bracket. Number 13, Wyatt Ulrey of Boonville, 28-1. Ethan Pittman of Madison, sophomore, 20-9. Royce Malone of Center Grove, number 2 in the state, 25-5. And Nolan Mullins from Jasper, number 10 in the semi-state. Pretty solid quarter bracket right there.
Yeah, it's really good. You were talking earlier about Boonville having all sophomores. I feel like Jasper's kind of in that same boat. They are super young with names that I recognize from wrestling since they were little kids. And Mullins is one of those first ones that will hit. But he's been wrestling forever. 34-6 is a really good record. Getting Malone's not a great draw, but just kind of drawing attention to Jasper as a team you could be seeing over the next year or two, kind of elevating their game and getting a lot better. We saw them wrestle up at the Spartan Classic. They're just kind of tough-nosed kids. Obviously, Ulrey speaks for himself, 28-1, really good. Pittman from Madison's returning sectional regional champ. He took 4th at the Jeff Regional this year. They wrestled last year at freshman-sophomore state. It was a 6-1 match. Ulrey won. Not a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. So while Malone's the favorite, there could be some good matches in this quarter bracket.
Yeah, Ulrey's only loss this year is to Dickman. I think he's a super talented sophomore. I know we maybe kind of overlooked him last year. I feel like he was ranked really low or outside the rankings last year coming in. Malone, the squirrel limit, rabbit limit hunting champion of the world, I guess, according to his Al Smith finalist sheet. Nolan Mullins was a freshman sophomore placer. I had him at 13 for a bunch of the year, and then being at 120. That's a tough one. You guys stay semifinalist first match as a 3. He's tough, man. He's really tough. So that'd be a good one. Possibly Ulrey and Malone in that ticket round.
Bottom half bracket, number 1 in the state. Revan Dickman, only one loss. That was in the finals of this one tournament up in Ohio. Xavier Bottoms of New Albany, freshman. That's going to be a tough first round match. Donata Henderson of Vincent's Lincoln, and then Jaden Owsley of Corydon Central. I'm gonna be. I might just after this episode, I might be able to move down south, and no one would know I'm a northerner. So Owsley's been to semi-state 4 times, and I think he's had some pretty rough draws.
Yeah, man, he lost. If I remember right, he lost a killer ticket round match last year to either. I think it was Finn Douglas, like a last-second reversal or a last-second takedown or something like that. I mean, he was right on the edge, or it might have been Kessinger. It was either Kessinger or Douglas. He was right there looking to punch that ticket, and then gives up the late reversal to lose the match. And certainly was favored and then lost to Aiden Woods last weekend from Franklin. And then his reward for that is a potential ticket round match with Revan Dickman. So Revan Dickman's a great wrestler. I don't want to get attacked by his mom. Phenomenal, great, awesome. Multiple time state champ, clearly. Another Ford Tough Lock as we get rolling into it all.
I just want to see her try to put you in air jail like she did one of the coaches from Brownsburg. Or no, it was the Crown Point coach, I think.
No, was it?
No, it was the Brownsburg coach. Yeah. She'll put you in air jail, though, Dustin. Don't worry.
Tough spot for Owsley, man. That's a guy that's been on the watch list since day one. And, I mean, all 4 of the guys coming out of Mooresville, they're pretty tough. When we talk about Moores. And I don't know if it's because it's closer to – we get more results from there. It's, like obviously they have 2 nationally ranked teams in that regional, but it's more we're a lot more familiar with the guys coming out of there. We get more results coming out of there. And, Revan Dick was a 2-time champ. That's not to draw anyone in that quarter bracket wanted.
Definitely. Last quarter bracket, I think, is this like the bottom quarter bracket always has to have 3 ranked guys in it in Evansville or what?
Yeah, we have it rigged like that.
Yeah.
Tell him, man, you put in the write-up, the most ranked wrestlers that you remember in the region, in the semi-state.
Yeah. I mean, it's I think 99 state-ranked wrestlers, 122 semi-state ranked wrestlers. Testament to an excellent semi-state ranker for sure to have so many get through like that.
Yep.
There is one that's not semi-state ranked that's there though. That I think you've gotten some grief over.
Come on, don't spoil the show, man. We're getting there.
I think I got grief when he was ranked, if I remember right.
So Cam Meyer, number 5 in the state, 4th place finisher a couple years ago. He'll have number 17, David Bowman of Monrovia. That should be a real good curtain jerker, as they will say. And Riley Brennan of West Washington versus number 20, David Allstat of Mater Dei. So real good quarter bracket right there.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, Meyer takes a year off last year, comes back. I think he medaled 2 years ago at 106. Yep. Bowman's been behind the ashes for the last 2 years. He's an excellent wrestler that was just kind of waiting his time. And now the reward between being in the Mooresville regional and then coming out and catching that draw is Cam Meyer. I mean, that will be a lights out, great curtain jerker. I think I highlighted as like the best first round curtain, one of the best, and it's not the best. We're going to get to another one, I think, in the next weight or two, but one of the best curtain jerkers this year there. And then if you win, like you get, David Allstott, potentially David Allstott from Mater Dei in the ticket round. So what a great quarter bracket there. And that's what we're talking about. Like Evansville just brings it. And this is one of those examples.
Who are Meyer's losses to? He lost to He listed Gell.
Somebody says there's a website for that.
And then that's what we got to get the plug in. He loses to Malone. I know he took a loss at the Al Smith. Man, he is really good. He's incredibly mean on the mat, like legally mean. Like I'm not saying like he's outrageously mean, but like he wrestles aggressive. He's exciting to watch. That'll be a good one. That'd be one I'll definitely be checking my phone to see how that goes out. He's a guy that I thought that I had picked, being number 5 in the state. I had him a guy I think could make a run to the semifinals again.
Allstat beat him by fall in 7:06.
Hey.
Yeah, so got a little bit of a little rivalry there. So
someone didn't tell us about that.
Put in the notes for the pick'ems.
That's that one somehow did not get reported.
David Allstat, incredibly tough. Justin Ham got number 1, taking down Revan Dickman, defending state champ. Ooh. What's the odds? We got the odds on it. I like it, man. I'm letting the people write their own weight classes for the East Chicago semi-state preview. All parents are welcome to write whatever they want.
That'd be a good one. So, Mike, you can take 26.
Moving on down, we have number 22 ranked in the state, number 7 in the semi-state, 24-1, returning state qualifier Flynn Douglas of Floyd Central, coached by Brandon Sisson, the jump rope champion of the world. I don't know if that's true or not, but he jump ropes a lot. He'll have Aiden Stellato of Jeffersonville. He's a senior. He's 30-10. And in the bottom part of that quarter bracket, you have Burkle Eisenhower of Heritage Hills, a junior, 17-4. And he has Isaac Ash Monrovia, number 10 in the state, number 5 in the semi-state, 27-3. Senior, returning semifinalist, right? So 10 and 22 for a ticket there. 2 guys with state experience.
That's and Finn's probably underranked. He was hurt I think he started the year at 20 and then was hurt and missed a lot and then kind of came in at 26 at the end. So I feel like if he'd wrestled 26 all year, he'd probably be ranked higher. So
and I know they had some fluctuation in their lineup from what they thought they were going to have early on. I think so that kind of hurts too because you don't know where he's going to fall, because early on you're being told one way and then just kind of how the season played out. But he's tough.
Yeah, and this weight class is just full as we get into it of like dirty, nasty first-round matches, terrible draws, curtain jerkers. I mean, this is a weight worth – don't get caught in that gosh-awful line at the Ford Center that wraps all the way around downtown Evansville and miss these first-round matches. Like, get there and get ready.
Burkle Einhauser, he's pretty tough too. He's had a lot of really good kid results. He had a real good freshman, sophomore state. So 17-4. Looks like he's missed some time also. Not you don't want a semifinalist first round of semi-state.
Heritage Hills, I mean, I talked to John Goldsberry a lot. They've had lots of injuries this year, and that's caused them to shuffle weights around a lot and move kids around a lot. So I think you're going to see several Heritage Hills kids that maybe are under the radar and not ranked or kind of lowly ranked just because they've moved back and forth from weight class, just doing what they can do best for the team. Like their focus is let's do what's best for the team to try to get that team state invite, improve upon this year's finish. So really from what I hear, like a selfless team in terms of like we're going to go where coach needs us to go or where we need to go to kind of better serve the team.
Yeah. So, yeah, it should be good. Ash and Douglas should be a good one.
Moving on down. Number 16 in the state, number 6 in the semi-state. Another freshman phenom, 31-3. Patrick Dowdy of Indian Creek. He'll have Mason Bauer of Jasper, a sophomore, 23-18. The bottom part of that quarter bracket, you have Peyton Feisetter, Evansville, right?
It's got to be Fetcher, right? Like the P
Fetcher.
Silent.
Yeah.
I'm guessing
Fetcher. I agree with you. 37-4. I only took amateur German. We need to link Dane in on this. And then he'll have number 7 in the state, number 4 in the semi-state, Dominic Brown of Center Grove. Junior, he was a qualifier 2 years ago. He didn't make it down last year, right? Lost that ticket round, 27-5. So Dowdy, Brown, 7-16, 4-6 in the semi-state. That could be a possible pretty good ticket round match there.
Yeah, I mean, again, kind of another kind of terrible draw where you could kind of see anything going there. But gosh, and even looking at like the Wrights kid, like to be a senior 37-4 wrestling the schedule Wrights wrestles, like he's not a bad wrestler. He's really good. Ferguson loves to kind of keep his guys out of the spotlight. And he always kind of, I haven't seen him in a while, but he'd always smile at me and ask me about rankings and stuff. So that's, a senior 37-4 from Wrights is really good. Don Brown, man, that's just another great quarter bracket there. I mean, Dowdy is the freshman, like you said, kind of freshman phenom.
Don Brown had a really bad sectional. Was he fourth at their sectional over there? No. I didn't think he had a very good sectional. I know he took a loss at the Al Smith. He took a singular loss or 2 losses at Team State. So his 5 losses all pretty legit.
Brown he won sectional.
Oh, he won sectional?
Yeah.
All right.
Was second at regional.
I'm telling tales outside of school over here.
So, yeah.
Moving on down, you have Stephen Goodman of New Albany, a sophomore, 22-9. And he'll have not ranked in the state, but ranked in the semi-state, Eli Stewart of Madison. He's a senior. He's 7-3. Is that the right record?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. I thought maybe it was a typo. The winner of that match will have Eisen Templeton of North Posey, sophomore, 21-10. And they'll have the number 1 in the semi-state, number 2 in the state, Nathan Rio of Avon. He's a junior. He's 36-1. His lone loss to Gavin Gendris. He's really good. Like, he's pretty fun to watch. His offense is pretty good. He's going to score a lot of points.
Yeah, I mean, 2-time state runner-up, right? To Dickman. Yeah, who's now gotten away from that. The 1 loss to Gavin that you talked about. You asked about Eli Stewart's record. Just kind of a great, not a great story, but a story that ends up great. Eli, returning sectional champ, semi-state qualifier for Madison. He went out for football this year for the first time to try to get football players to come join the wrestling team and snapped his leg in half in a football game. Prognosis was he would not be back to wrestling at all this year. He broke both bones in his leg. He was able to get hooked up with one of the Colts guys, orthos, surgery right away, full of steel and everything you could think of holding that leg together. Went through the rehab, got released right after Christmas, and was wrestling. He didn't come back. As you can tell, he didn't come back to the last week or 2 of the season. So he hasn't got anything in terms of a season worth to get going. But sectional runner-up to Dowdy, regional runner-up to Dowdy. And just a great story we try to teach, preach to our kids about. Again, he was being selfless. He went out to try to grow the sport and grow the Madison – I'm going to get teary. Grow the Madison sport and, just unfortunate injury his senior year. But he's back, and he's made it back to semi-state. So congrats to Eli.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Like, overall, just it's like one of those things like we talk about, rankings and what, medals but like the things like that are going to be the life lessons that you're really going to take from this, and that like that guy can push himself through anything, and that's going to help him more than any match he's going to win in his entire life.
Tony has to get any football players out for wrestling.
He got a couple. The ones who were trying to get, he unfortunately was not able to keep out, but he did get some guys to come out and again, just trying to grow the sport. They stayed out for the year, so that's all you can ask is, give and take. So,
and heading to the bottom part of that quarter, in the last quarter bracket, you have not ranked in the state, number 10 in the semi-state, Ethan Rose of Switzerland County. He's a junior. He's 34-10. And he'll have Mark Hand of Bloomington South, a freshman who's 19-19. In the top part of that quarter bracket, probably the biggest tear jerker, curtain jerker.
It'll be a tear jerker.
You got me messed up with the tears, man. You have number 5 in the state, number 3 in the semi-state, Landon Haynes of Brownsburg, a junior. He's 18-10. He was a medalist 2 years ago. And he'll have returning state runner-up, number 3 in the state, number 2 in the semi-state, Ty Henderson, Evansville, Modern Day. He's a senior. He's going to Purdue, correct?
Yes.
And his 4 losses are to Gavin Gendris and Nathan Rio, because him and Nathan Rio love wrestling each other, and they're going to match it up in the looks like in the semifinals. So someone that's a state runner or semi-state runner-up is going to be incredibly sad that they lost the semi-state. And then when Joe releases their brackets on Sunday afternoon, they're going to find out they have either a state runner-up Friday night, because both of them are state runners-up.
Man, I mean, this is the second year in a row. These guys were a terrible draw last year, and it kind of ended. It ended on the slam, and Brownsburg was very gracious, and didn't take the illegal slam call and allowed Henderson to advance and continue. Man, I don't know if I've ever seen two back-to-back terrible draws like with the same two guys in that same where they're both ranked. I think they were both ranked top 5 last year, at least top 10 for sure. So,
and at some point this year, I had Landon Haynes pretty low, and he wrestled Henderson at Team State. He had a huge win over Don Brown, and Don Brown had been wrestling really well. And there was a stretch where I think he was struggling. And Brownsburg has an incredibly tough schedule. You can go there and be really good, like Landon Haynes is, and go weeks without wins. Weeks, like it's hard. Like it's just a tough mental game, and you start doubting your skills, and you're wrestling a national schedule. But I had him low because that Mooresville regional was so good.
No, I got my Haynes mixed up. They said it was Preston last year.
Yeah, it was.
That's going to mess the whole write-up up. We need to.
Is it in the write-up like that?
I thought Landon was out last year with the injury.
It's not my fault. There's 9 Hayneses.
But that's kind of why I had him low, because I think even like Brendan Leonard of Martinsville is pretty tough coming out of that regional, and there was an opportunity that one of the 4 out of Mooresville was going to draw Henderson, and Henderson's incredibly talented. He's looking amazing. We've seen him at regionals. He was definitely a different wrestler from last year. Should be great. Dude, I do not doubt that. I was impressed last year. I've been impressed when I've seen him this year. Him, Rio, Gendris. I'm sure I'm admitting someone that's probably in the mix also there is going to be a pretty good state finals. I hope that they don't hit the quarterfinals.
Another part of my article is called the TripleB guarantee, and that is when I disagree with the pickers and disagree with what they went with. And my first TripleB guarantee is it's not going to be popular up north in Hendricks County. It's not going to be popular with my contender buddies. I got Hendo over Rio Saturday. I got it. I took it.
You're going to get banned from contenders.
We go to Greenwood, so maybe that'll help. We don't go all the way into Brownsburg for contenders. We're kind of south contenders, so maybe we're fine.
They're going to have a wanted poster with your face on
it. Now Coughlin is such a far drive. I hope not. I mean, that's a brutal drive to have to make. So
they'll take you with open arms. You haven't said anything. I mean, you said you're a modern day fanboy, so
I am.
But you gotta make that. You gotta make that like once a month. That's a once a month trip, right?
What's that?
If you want to go to Mount Coughlin, you just gotta go once a month.
Maybe. If you lose an hour getting there, maybe that could help. I don't know.
So 132. Oh wait, I went up to 138, didn't I?
132. Top quarterback. You get number 5 in the state, number 2 in the semi-state, Caleb Schaefer, Evansville Mater Dei, sophomore at 34-3, returning state qualifier. Right off the bat, he'll have a tough one with a talented freshman, 33-5. He's giving us all the stats in the comments here. 21 and number 21 in the state, number 7 in the semi-state, Charles Hutchinson of Cascade. Chuck had a real tough match, first round of regional. 2 guys that were in the rankings. Moving to the bottom part of that quarter bracket, you have Colton Stevens of Franklin, a senior, 21-15. And number 13 in the state, number 4 in the semi-state, Tony Kissinger of Floyd Central, sophomore, 32-7. That's a lot of rankings and not a lot of tickets.
It's another one, right? Like Schaefer's, returning of the Schaefer family. Hutch is just one throw away from punching and getting there. Kessinger is a returning state qualifier at 119. I mean, gosh, just another hopefully really good quarter bracket there. Schaefer would be the favorite. Of course, I'll be rooting for my boy Chuck to pull something out in that quarter bracket. Kessinger, I mean, the Kessingers are such a good wrestling family. Just a wild quarter bracket there.
And then that means Colton Stevens from Franklin's going to pull it out of that quarter bracket.
There we go.
He's the only one that
That's outside headlock.
And a lot of the younger guys there, freshman, sophomore, 1 senior in that quarter bracket. So one of those things, like whoever shows up that day is going to be on it. Hutchinson coming out of that tough Mooresville regional, a really tough 132 over there. I mean, you're going to be battle tested. You get that week before, you get that pre-semi-state, semi-state.
We were going to rank the top 5 semi-states and have Mooresville in there. So you want to rank those?
Not touching it.
You don't want to do that?
Jennings County sectional. I'll take that.
Moving on down. We have number 1 in the state, number 1 in the semi-state, 3-time defending state champ, undefeated, 15-0, heading to Nebraska, Jake Hockaday. He's Joe's favorite coming out of the Evansville semi-state. He has a picture of him on his laptop.
Yes.
Pretty impressive. We're not supposed to show favorites at IndianaMat, but I guess we do.
that was pinned on there by someone who only has like 10 career pins, but 3 state medals.
He'll have Colton Fetcher, as we said, Evansville Wright, senior, 37-8, first match. I'm assuming that's not the match he wanted. And then in the bottom part of that quarterback, you have Brian Conley in Bloomington South, a junior, 23-17, and he'll have not ranked in the state, number 9 in the semi-state, Jennings County, sophomore, 23-7, Luke Kirchner. Pretty tough. Kirchner is really tough. Hockaday is really, really tough too.
Hey, I'm assuming the Fetchers are twins, right? Kudos to the Fetchers. It looks like they're bringing in a record of 74-12 to semi-state.
It's pretty impressive.
Hey, how about Hutch says who's getting second? Hutch asked that because you know what we don't have at 132 pounds? There is not a Ford Tough lock at 132 pounds this weekend.
Man, I was kind of looking at it and I was thinking like who was picked against? Like who'd they pick?
Somebody like Schaefer over Hawk. I don't know.
It wasn't me, right?
You don't remember your picks? Oh, somebody says Goss. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. I don't think it was Goss. It could have been. Anyway, but maybe they heard about pneumonia. I don't know. Maybe that. Let's see. I'll look while you guys talk.
All right. Scrolling on down in the next quarter bracket, 19 in the state, number 6 in the state, John Orman of Edgewood, sophomore, 27-6. And he'll have Coydon Central's Luke Enlow, sophomore, 29-14. And the winner of that will have the winner of not ranked in the state, but 10th in the semi-state from Heritage Hills, Eli Hedges, sophomore, 24-5. And Eddie Goss, Center Grove, number 7 in the state, number 3 in the semi-state, a senior, 26-6. Goss, ultra talented, tough, a couple medals to his credit. John Orman's had a pretty good 2 years of high school so far. Probably not the 2. Let me scroll. Not the number 2 he wanted, I would guess.
No, I mean, Orman on paper pulls the upset last weekend against Kessinger. And then for their reward for that coming through and being clutch at regionals as he gets Goss in the ticket round. So, yeah, not great. For the record, somebody picked Schaefer over Hawk. That was the pick.
Maybe
Are we going to release the Hall of Fame votes like they do, like some people do? Or
I'm not going to release the votes.
But it wasn't me though, right? Just so there, like, make sure I didn't type that out wrong.
It was not you. And Jason Forster, I'm so glad I didn't read the Hawk Tua comment before I did my nicknames because I would have got banned. My thing wouldn't even got released. My preview because I would have put it in there.
It just had like expletive mark on it.
Not suitable for work, NSFW.
Moving down to the bottom quarter bracket, the final quarter bracket here. I'm sure I picked outside the box here. Number 15 in the state, number 5 in the semi-state, Gage Rutan of Columbus East. He's a senior. He's 32-6. He'll kick it off with Jasper Jr., 18-14, Gavin Jones. And the winner of that will have Brennan Hubbard of Mount Vernon Posey. Do you guys just call it Mount? I ask every time. Is it just Mount Vernon for you guys, or do you guys call it Posey?
Just call it Mount. I mean, I just call it Mount Vernon, but I don't know. Okay. Somebody from the west side will have to chime in on that one.
And he's a senior at 36-6, and he'll have number 23 in the state, not ranked in the semi-state, from Avon, freshman, 19-12, Anthony Zaransky. I threw Zaransky in there pretty late. I think he's really talented. I think he's had a ton of kid results. I just didn't want to be the guy that didn't have him ranked, and then he punches a ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Saving face at the last second. Well, only ranked 10. You rank, what'd you say? You ranked 40 or something? I mean,
60, man. No, you have 40. But he made it in the top 25.
the 64 team dance for the state rankings?
I thought you were gonna do 12. Caleb did 12, and I was like, well, Triple B would do 12. He's been kind of trash talking the whole time. So I did 12 and you did 10. So
hey, come on, man. We're not handing out rankings down here. Only 8 get out. I should only rank 4, right? 4 get out. We should just rank our top 4.
Man, looking at the semi-state rankings when I was kind of doing like away with the people. I used to put red crosses on the cross their name off with the red ink on when it was still tagged to the board. And Joe kind of stopped doing that. He said it was hurting feelings. So I just do it in my spreadsheet. So but I picked a lot of the champs in the top 4. So hopefully.
There's going to go with the mullet and Gage Rutan, man. The mullet will carry through. I believe in the mullet.
I did pick Anthony Zaransky to punch a ticket there, I believe. Ooh. But I did waffle.
The Polish assassin over the mullet.
You did pick Zaransky.
Is Zaransky a Polish
Rutan, so Zaransky and Rutan, this was another one. So sometimes we get ties. So Zaransky and Rutan had the same amount of votes, which means I had to come in and be the tiebreaker. And I mean, I'm going to go with James County sectional. So I went, like I said, the power of the mullet. I took Rutan. So if we're wrong, come back and let me know that I picked that one wrong. Zaransky was in and out of the lineup a lot, right? Initially?
I think he's a little undersized. I think he was undersized for the weight, but obviously when you have a top 10, 20, and a top, 226, you just got to kind of fit in somewhere. And
I say out of the lineup, he's got 31 matches, so he wasn't out of the lineup a lot.
And I know he wrestled Jake a couple times. I believe it was Jake's first match of the year in that Avon duel. So pretty impressive freshman, but he'll have a real tough senior with a real nice set of hair on him. Pretty good mustache, I think. He had a pretty good mustache at Ott Smith. Is he still rocking that bad boy?
I don't know. It looked like maybe he just didn't wash it, but maybe it could be a mustache. I don't know.
Oh, you're reading the comments. You're looking at I didn't know what you were looking at there.
No, sorry. I'm looking at something else.
138, Peyton Richards, number 9 in the state, returning state qualifier, looking to be the Pacers' first state placer. He has Marcus Malone, Center Grove, freshman who's coming on at the right time. Jordan Emmerich from Washington, not the state, the high school, the Hatchets.
The Washington Hatchets.
Yes, and he has Hunter Bennett of the Floyd Central Highlanders, first round, number 15 in the state. Is it Benet or Bannett?
It's Bannett.
Bannett? They aren't fancy
say
in
Benet, though. We'll say Benet. Why not?
Benet. Got a French name there, so number 15 and number 9 potentially there. But you got Marcus Malone, who's kind of sneaky good, and that's probably that's gonna be a good first round match, I think.
I agree. Man, how far off was I at Marcus Malone in those preseason rankings when I had him at 113?
25 pounds or so.
I believe he wrestled 120 at preseason nationals. I'm almost positive he did. Obviously, their 120 is pretty good. They probably wrestled a good amount. But he's kind of done really well at 138. That's a tough one off the bat. Peyton Richards is really good. He had a huge win over LT Hawkins at IHPO. I was having a really good year. So
yeah, I mean, so Peyton has lost 3 times in high school. Thrine, Luke Rio last year, and I'm gonna forget his freshman year. I'm trying to pull it up right now as I'm buying time. Oh, that was last year, Rio. Was it Goss he lost to his freshman year in the ticket round?
There is.
Yeah, Eddie Goss. So he lost to Eddie Goss his freshman year in the ticket round. He lost to Rio last year in the ticket round. Then he lost to Tylen Thrine at Connorsville. So, I mean, he's pretty good, and he's looked really good this postseason. A tough sectional bracket with Bo Jackson and Justice Thornton and Caleb Kirkpatrick, and then they ran it back again last weekend at regionals. So certainly he's battle tested, where maybe in years past he's kind of walked to get to that point. Man, I'm not betting against Peyton here. I think Peyton finally punches his ticket and gets to state.
Yes, I agree. That's gonna be a tough one right off the bat too, man. But I think he's right there for the mix, and obviously he's putting the work and he's had the results to show for it.
And then Hunter, man, Hunter's got some nasty kind of moves. I mean, if if Peyton celebrates and beats Marcus and thinks it's over, like Hunter could easily, the old famous wrestling stay, catch him. He could easily catch him with something. So not sleeping on Hunter or Marcus, but I just feel like it's Peyton's kind of time, like Peyton's due.
And I think to that too, like obviously we talked about his tick around losses, which have been pretty significant losses. Those are really tough matches, but like it starts kind of like getting like, I don't know if it's going to get to him, but like some people, it get to you and you start getting tense in that match. You're not wrestling the style you want. You start thinking like, oh, here we go again. And
right,
it doesn't have any expectation that kind of benefits you sometimes.
100%. Yeah. Nothing to lose. That's something we're trying to preach to freshmen at Madison. You got nothing to lose, man. Go out and let it fly.
So moving on down.
Next quarter bracket, you got another good one. 2 top 5 guys in the first round.
Brutal.
Braylon Reynolds from Brownsburg returning. Was he 3rd or 4th last year?
We get to say semifinalist.
Semifinals. He was 3rd. He'll have Bo Jackson, real tough freshman from Indian Creek, number 5 in the state. Next match, number 16, Nathan Bryan from Terre Haute South. He'll have Sean Wendell of Heritage Hills. So
the rare senior from Heritage Hills.
Yeah, the rare senior.
They never graduate at Heritage Hills. They just keep state. They
You
stay
think
young
Cuddy's
all the
out
time.
there still slinging around the rock or what?
That Braylon Reynolds Bo Jackson match should be a pretty good one. I'm guessing that's a tearjerker and a curtain jerker.
Yeah, a curtain jerker and a terrible draw. Just put it all together. This is the first weight where we hit all 10 semi-state ranked kids who made it through to semi-state. So just to make the bracket even more intense, is you have 10 state ranked, 10 semi-state ranked, up and down. Just a tough bracket, but nothing more tough than Reynolds Jackson out of the gates.
I mean, Jackson's had a really good year. He's had some really good wins too. Braylon Reynolds wrestling incredibly well. 4 losses. He took a loss at took 2 losses at Ironman. Took a loss in the finals of the Mendoza at the Carnahan. It was a really, really good match for a period. Like, not to be disrespectful to Braylon Reynolds. I was like, oh man, this is going to be a tight one. And then Mendoza ended up kind of putting some separation there. And then
was he wearing the breathe rights? Maybe I saw the breathe rights were on now. Maybe
Braylon was not wearing them. I don't think he was at that point. And then he had a really good match with Isaiah Schaefer. I don't think the score dictates, kind of tells the story on that, how that match went. But Schaefer's obviously incredibly tough. I'm happy that they're opposite sides of the bracket here, but right off the bat, this is going to be a tough one. And I like Nathan Bryan. I seen him hit a mixer from his feet. Someone sent that to me, a team state against Gunner Butt. Straight feet to back cement mixer. Any guys that are out there throwing that out there first 30 seconds, dangerous.
Bottom half bracket, number 12, Amron Pratt of Bloomington South. He has Jasper Nurenburn from Evansville Central. Hopefully I got that one right. Lucas Cadwell of Decatur Central Senior will have number 6, Justice Thornton from Columbus North. I know Triple B is a big Columbus North fan, right?
You're just saying that because Rattlers was watching, right?
Yeah.
Man, me and my brother had an off-the-record conversation he's trying to make me bring up on the show. I said, dude, I'm a Braylon Reynolds fan. I think that he's probably one of the most – and he was really good last year. I think he's probably one of the most improved guys in the state. I don't know if I said he would win. I said him and because I think someone was telling me that they thought like Clinton Shepard would walk through any bracket. And I said I think it'd be a really good match with Braylon Reynolds. I'd be really excited to watch it. So I think I took maybe Braylon – and I don't know. Maybe I misspoke. I thought Braylon Reynolds could get him this year. We were just talking about Carnahan, and Tony wants to throw it in my face.
Man, do you want me to get his ticket for as far away from as you as possible?
Nah, man, like that's how we live, man. We're just trash talk. You guys want to get us to trash talk across you, or do you want to hear a little swear words?
No, I'm thinking putting him up in the top, like the nosebleeds.
He talks fast and he swears a lot. So like he talks so fast, he talks faster than I do. Like it takes you a couple of minutes to register that he's trash talking you.
And by then he's on to something else, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say Pratt's had a good year, man. Like really, really solid, strong year. 6 losses. Him and Thornton in the ticket round, I think will be a pretty good match. Like Thornton, obviously returning state medalist, who's been in that kind of tough weight class through sectionals and regionals. Lost, man, just an absolute heartbreaker last weekend to Peyton Richards. It came down to the very, very end, and Richards got a last-second reversal to win the match. But Thornton, on paper the favorite, but I mean Pratt's again just had a great year for Bloomington South.
Dude, Ratliff said if we come down for ISWA, he'll take us to the Columbus subway.
Hey, folks, South State show.
Yes.
Amber Pratt, a really, really good talented sophomore. We got to see him at Al Smith. Really tough. Caldwell at Cadwell. I mean, we talked about it, I think in the East Chicago show, possibly. It's been a long week. I love the 100 wins post. I seen he got 100 wins for Decatur Central. That'll be a good one off the bat with Thornton. But Thornton returning.
Speaking of Subway, I got some hate for Little B's Subway 100-win junior high picture I put up there on his Subway napkin. Like, people were upset with me for that.
Yeah, he got 100 wins in middle school. That's pretty good.
How do you have 100?
And he got his thing was a Subway napkin that just said Brendan Bent's 100 wins.
Like with ISWA or just all like you guys wrestle that many?
Just middle school matches only. But so Madison starts 5th grade middle school.
Yeah, Kevin Baker, right?
There's the junior high coach jumping in there. So
100 wins is lame. We had a guy last night with 100 pins in a season.
In
his career.
In the season. Season's even
more impressive. 100 pins in his career. That's pretty good.
So last quarter bracket in Evansville fashion. I think the IHSA did this. Number 2 in the state, Isaiah Schaefer, returning runner-up. Caden Ramos of Jasper. And then another curtain jerker. And I'm sure there were some tear jerkers going on there too. Caleb Kirkpatrick, number 13 in the state. He'll have number 7 in the state, Quentin Sheff. The winner there probably gets Schaefer, so it doesn't get any easier.
Man, I think this is like one of the rankings I've got the most grief about the whole year was the 1 and 2 at 138. I thought that was I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad of a ranking. I thought like Evan Stanley coming off of a IPO win. I thought that was pretty good. Coming back to Indiana, I thought it was exciting. And man, I get a lot of hate mail for that. Like that I'm essentially saying that Illinois' quarter semifinalists are better than Indiana's finalists, and I'm disrespecting the state. And I feel like I always respect Indiana.
Yeah, well, it's mainly because it's a modern day kid, and you're promoting a Lowell kid, a region kid, over a modern day. So your bias is right there.
Do you think that's what it is?
That's it. That's the region taking one from the South. We'll get that back next weekend. Or will we? Because I think I got to go with Kirkpatrick, right? In the upset, since Little B pinned Kirkpatrick earlier in the year on a kind of fluky cradle. So
it wasn't fluky. He just got in the right position to finish the job. So, I mean, Schaefer's incredible. We're getting ahead of it, right? If Evan Stanley does win a state title, he's probably going to have to get through Braylon Reynolds and Schaefer to get it done, right? Like, pretty tough, where one of those guys just got to beat the other one once. Schaefer's incredibly good, an amazing career, had an awesome Ironman. I thought he was winning it last year in Evansville. I just thought it was fitting. I think he didn't because he didn't get to wear the tights. I think if you bring the tights out in the Evansville under the lights, he probably wins by tech fall.
Give us tights and give us all white Asics. Somebody, Evansville, get on the horn now. We need tights and the all white Dan Gables, and let's go.
All of the Avon fans, I'm not being disrespectful to Rio. I was really happy to see him win a title. Lauren, Rio, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I was just joking.
Man, I thought Dustin was the politician. Sounds like you are.
Man, I just don't want to get buried out here, right?
Are we gonna skip over the 144 bracket?
Just skip over the top half and go down.
Mike, you can release the news. I already told him the news when I saw the brackets.
Yikes!
Hey, you want to talk about birthdays, Mike? My birthday was Monday, right?
That's what
You know what the first message I woke up to on my birthday, which should have been a great day, was, "Oh man, B got Tommy." That was like the text I got. Like the first text I opened when I wake up and grab my phone was, "Oh man, hate to be the one to tell you this, B got Tommy."
Yeah, Joe told me this Triple B's birthday. That's probably not the gift he wanted. So
I didn't get a gift receipt for that one. Sorry.
In that quarter bracket, I'm gonna start at the bottom part. We have number 22 in the state, number 7 in the semi-state, Ace of Spencer of North Posey, sophomore, 32-5, and he'll have Vince Kissinger of Floyd Central, senior, 27-10. I know he spent some time in the rankings. I'm sure he's also spent some time in the semi-state rankings. And on the top part of that quarter bracket, you have number 2 in the state, number 1 in the semi-state, Tommy Gibb of Brownsburg, junior. He's 26-4, and have talented freshman from Madison, freshman, 31-12, Brendan Bentz, little B, coming out.
Hey, you want to talk about terrible draws and curtain jerkers, man? Brownsburg, I'm sorry, man. Like, I know you're on a mission for like most points scored at state. Hopefully this isn't too much of a setback, but like, let's go little B.
Yeah, I think
your baby man.
And this isn't even. And I told Dustin this, and I'll stand by it. When off the scale is going to be a lot different for a lot of these guys, especially the guys that are, when you're on the tougher teams that you're going to, and not that Madison's not a tough team, don't be disrespected on that. But
just lost my vote, whatever office you run for.
So you're gonna have to like fit in those spots. And Tommy coming down a weight class from last year, right? That's probably a little bit more cut than he was doing last year. And I don't know how it's going. I don't know how it's going to be with weather this week. But if you're getting someone off the scale that's cutting a lot of weight, that's always a tough one. And, Tommy's good, and he's expected to win, and you guys don't have nothing to lose.
100%. Like I said, let it fly. You got nothing to lose at this point. Just see what you got. So.
Yeah, and someone said it too, like that. It was tough to lose Chase Stevens in this bracket too. We haven't talked enough about injuries. But it's been a weird year. Chase Stevens, couple-time medalist, real talented. So hopefully his recovery is going well.
Yep. Yeah.
Moving on down.
That is definitely a tough quarter bracket. Sorry, Dustin. Next year I will give you a better birthday gift.
All right.
Number 25 in the state, number 8 in the semi-state, Cohen Long of Columbus North. He's a sophomore. He's 26-6. You have Caden Bledgett of Greencastle, a junior. He's 29-8. The winner of that, I'll have Aiden Muncie of Terre Haute North, a junior, 32-10. And number 24 in the state, not ranked in the semi-state, Matthew Schroeder of Evansville Mater Dei, a junior. He's 25-10. Me and Dustin disagreed here. Maybe he'd been in that top 12. We would have expanded it, but he didn't.
Hey, number 25, Cohen Long. Triple B trained, so can't hate on that. So,
yeah, 25, 24. You just try to get as many guys with the injuries and stuff. Like, obviously, we're not changing the rankings after the sectional. And the rankings, people always want to tell me how they don't mean anything, but it's just definitely a recognition of what these guys have done to the season, right? We want to recognize hard work and what they're doing. Moving on down. On the bottom, the next quarter bracket, you have number 12 in the state, number 3 in the semi-state, Landon Horning of Evansville Memorial. He's a senior. He's 23-3. And I have Hayden Biggs of Jasper, a senior, 24-19. And then the winner of that, I'll have not ranked in the state and number 9 in the semi-state, Chase Klein of Avon, a sophomore, 28-8. And the guy that's caught fire at the state tournament, he's not ranked in the semi-state, not ranked in the state, but winning sectionals, runner-up at the regional, Keegan Joaquin of Franklin, a junior. He's 35-7. Pretty good quarter bracket there. Horning missed some time in the middle, I believe, for injury. So I think he fell the rankings for a little bit. I don't think he was in some results.
Yeah, kind of out in the middle of the year with an undisclosed injury. Man, but Keegan Joaquin, man, just what a run he's been on. Like you said, unranked in the unranked in the semi-state, unranked in the state. That sectional bracket at Jennings County had 4 state-ranked kids, and then Keegan and obviously Brendan got out. Neither one ranked in the semi-state, neither one ranked in the state. But Keegan was the story that day, man, just throwing headlocks from Franklin to Jennings County. I think it was just unreal that day, going everywhere.
John Goldsberry, thanks for it's Yo Kim. I like that name better.
Yo Kim.
Yo Kim.
Yo Chico. Survey time.
Need like a toothpick to throw at the screen when we say Yo Kim.
I like it. Then we got a second. It's confirmed. Kyle Falor. I appreciate you guys. Yo Kim. Yo Kim out here. I'll definitely tell you now, Yo Kim will definitely be in the rankings next year. So pre-order your preseason magazine. I'm guessing Reverend Dickman's going to have a cover.
Possibly. He's got to win state first.
Yo Kim. He said faster. Yo Kim.
That's the first time anyone's ever told me to speak faster. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. Moving down to the next quarter bracket here. A name that I'm guessing we're not going to have the enunciation problem.
Hey, Tiffany Garcia's dying for 150. That's about the third time she's put something up there. So fast forward through this bottom quarter bracket.
Yep, not ranked in the state. 10 in the semi-state. Noah Fields, Terre Haute South, a junior, 27-10. And first match, I'll have Jaden Still-Wagner of Mount Vernon. I guess they don't call it Posey, but I'm going to still call it Posey, a junior, 26-12. He's been in and out of the rankings. Currently not. And they'll have the winner of a 2-ranked matchup on the bottom part of that quarter bracket. Number 15 in the state, number 5 in the semi-state, Gabe Rose, Switzerland County senior, 26-5. And Peyton Hornsby, Center Grove, number 4 in the state, 2 in the semi-state, sophomore, 28-5. He's coming over from the Newcastle semi-state. He's trying to punch a ticket at the tougher semi-state. No, I'm just joking. But he said, Newcastle, he's going to go ahead and leave there. He had a tough ticket round last year with Kyrell Lavelle, I believe. So not a bad pickup for the Center Grove Trojans, which I found out is an open district. So if the IHSA passes a law, maybe if you want to be coached by Coach Swain and be a Trojan, you can go.
It certainly stops them now for sure. So hopefully they get that law in place. I think there's a bus that drives from Monrovia to Center Grove every morning.
Jeez.
Someone told me that on the pre-show. They said, this is a closed district, so that's not really going to help. I was like, yeah, that's stopping a lot of kids right now.
And that's a curtain jerker, terrible draw there. Gabe Rose returning state qualifier, ranked 5th in the semi-state. Peyton Hornsby, Center Grove. He's had a great year with some great wins. 2nd in the semi-state, 4th in the state. Somebody's going home there. And then, Noah Fields, I've seen him wrestle a couple of times. Just a kind of a hard-nosed, funky wrestler. I'm sure winning that regional title, he felt really good coming out. And they'll still feel really good. Like I'm telling you, like Noah's kind of, you use that expression, built different. Like I'm sure he is not super, he's not beating himself up over this draw. He's probably embracing the fact that he has this draw to earn that round to potentially go to state. But I think Rose or Hornsby, the winner of that, would be the favorite coming out of there.
I agree.
150.
We're on to 150.
Here we go.
Stephanie Garcia. 150.
Is there a Garcia?
I don't know. Who we rooting for, Garcia? Who we need in there?
Yeah, who do you want us to elaborate on?
I want to know who you need to send hate mail to when we get into the end of this bracket.
We're starting at the top here. He's been on fire the last couple weeks. Number 4 in the state, number 1 in the semi-state from Avon, Seth Syra. He's a senior, is 32-1. He's had some incredibly tough draws in the ticket round, right?
Yes.
He's had Chase Stevens every year, right? Jude Small, South Spencer, sophomore, 24-12. The bottom part of that quarter bracket is Ethan Jones of Switzerland County, a senior, 36-8. And you have number 17 in the state, number 7 in the semi-state, Michael Knighting of Edgewood, senior, 30-4. How many times? I'm not joking. I think Sarah hit Stevens twice, right, in the ticket round. He's not.
He had Thornton last year in the ticket round.
Thornton last year. So, couple tough ones. He's put himself in a good position with being a regional champ. Been on fire.
Yeah, he last year he lost to Thornton. Before that, he lost to Thornton.
So maybe a Thornton I was thinking.
And Noah Likens his freshman year.
So he's not hitting Thornton this year.
Yeah.
You can say that for sure.
He's 32-1. His only loss to Mikey Ortega at the team state. He got down early. It ended up being pretty close at the end. He stormed back. He's been in the mix every single year, so he's looking to punch his first ticket, right?
Yeah. Pretty crazy because he's had a really good career, and you look at some of his wins.
Oh yeah.
He's beaten Thornton. He's had some good wins over his career, and now he's getting to hopefully punch his ticket this time.
But Michael Knighting of Edgewood looking to be the showstopper there, representing for that Bloomington South Regional that's gave him nightmares. No, I don't. I'm just saying.
Where'd my bracket go? Syra. I mean, he's on. You could call him Fire because he's been on fire lately.
Right. He's beat Reynolds.
That comment across the bottom.
So, anything else there?
He beat Reynolds twice, right? He beat Reynolds
3, I think, right? He beat him.
Reynolds beat him first earlier in the year, and he's beat him 2 or 3 times.
Reynolds hasn't beat him at all. I seen that in your write-up, but I didn't correct it. His only loss is to Mikey Ortega. He beat Reynolds at the conference, pinned him in overtime, and then I believe he pinned him at the regional. Kind of, I think it was the same move, and then beat him in overtime again this past week, or the regional. Pinned him in the sectional, beat him at the regional.
Oh, nice. Well, I digress. Even great people like me are wrong every once in a while.
So I'm guessing that we'll get there. Parker Reynolds probably not upset that Syra's on the opposite side of the bracket. If they see each other, they're hoping do you guys do lights out in the Evansville? You guys wrestle with the lights on?
Lights on, I believe.
Okay. We have lights on at East Chicago too.
Because they do third and fourth. They do first and third same time.
Maryville used to do the 2 lights out, 2 spotlights. So,
but there were too many assaults in the bleachers. They had to go lights on eventually, or what?
At East Chicago, they tried to do lights out, but the first year,
knives to the ribs,
and their spotlight went out, so we had to turn the lights on. You know why? That's not a joke. So they're like, all right, turn these back on. They have the halogen lights that they take a long time to come back on. So then we have going down number 7 in the state, number 5 in the semi-state, undefeated senior for Heritage Hills, 45-0, Alex Smith. And he'll have Decatur Central David Fiola, Jr., 25-9 for Mooresville Regional. And they'll have in the bottom part of that quarter bracket, Hunter Sloan of Owen Valley, a junior, 23-13, and Luke Spurgeon, Columbus North Senior, 26-9. So Spurgeon and Sloan, and the winner possibly getting undefeated, Alex Smith. 44 falls, 43 in the first period. That's actually really impressive.
Yeah, so this weight also featured.
It was an old spotlight. It just went out. It wasn't that they didn't pay the electric. Just spotlight went out, popped. They popped the fuse.
This weight features 3 different, like the pickers chose 3 different people to win the weight class. Smith, Reynolds, Syra all got votes to win the weight class. So this one's kind of wide open. No 4 tough locks here at 150.
Moving on down, you got number 9 in the state, number 4 in the semi-state. From Columbus East, sophomore, Lincoln Cooper, 33-4, and he'll have Varick Wright of Florida Central, a sophomore, 26-12. The bottom part of that quarter bracket, you have Andrew Barfield, Evansville Memorial, a senior, he's 10-3. And then that also quarter bracket, number 5 in the state, 2 in the semi-state, Parker Reynolds, Brownsburg, returning state medalist, junior, 25-6. Possibly set up a rematch with Reynolds and Cooper from the duel a couple weeks back. Parker Reynolds got up pretty early, got a big lead, and then Cooper kind of stormed back a little bit at the end. I think it wasn't a major, but it looked like Cooper wrestled pretty tough for the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. Reynolds the favorite. Cooper won Al Smith. He's had a great year. A TripleB guarantee. I took Cooper in the upset here, but that wasn't the picks. In the Fab Four, he did not break into that. But Cooper's turned on at the right time. Great year. Tough draw for those 2 guys, though, Cooper and Reynolds.
I mean, again, it's a tough – I mean, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You do the rankings, obviously, but you got 4, 7, 9, 5 and 11, 10, 23, all in the rankings there. It's going to be tough. Someone's getting a tough draw, right?
Yeah, right.
So moving down, you have number 11 in the state, number 3 in the semi-state, Wyatt Cooksey of Bloomington South, junior, 35 and 5. He'll have Jonas Strain of Franklin, a sophomore, 22 and 18. And then he'll have the winner of number 10 in the state, number 6 in the semi-state, Sean Breedlove of Center Grove, sophomore, 29 and 7. And Grant Volker, a junior, 25 and 12, 23 in the state, 9 in the semi-state. So 9 and 6 going at it right off the bat to get a possible shot at number 3 in the semi-state. What's your thoughts there, Bees?
I mean, I like Cooksey. Cooksey's had a great year. I think he's got 1 or 2 wins over Breedlove. Ticket rounder a year ago. I think he lost to Stitz in the ticket round a year ago, if I remember right. But I mean, Cooksey, him and Coops went back and forth. I think Coops beat him twice. He beat Coop the last time they wrestled. I like Cooksey coming out of that quarter bracket. Who did you have, Mike?
I think I had Cooksey also, right? You have it in front of you?
I know you got Breedlove ranks higher, even though. Yeah, you had Cooksey.
Trying to throw people off, man. You gotta stack the deck sometimes to try to win a Pick'em's title.
So 157. Do we just skip over the top quarter bracket? No one good there.
No, man, you gotta give the roses, man. You gotta say the love because last year he came in way underrated, came out the champ.
And he had a dream. He had a dream about Dustin.
Usually women have dreams about me, not teenage boys, but whatever.
Oh, geez. That's a little TMI.
This is a stacked quarter bracket here, man. You got number 11 in the state, 4 in the semi-state, returning semi-state champion, junior, 32 and 4, Asher Ratliff. And they'll have Sammy May, Terre Haute South, junior, 25 and 16. And then the bottom part of that bracket, it's a pretty interesting first-round matchup. Caleb Bowenbarger of Evansville North, 13 in the state, 5 in the semi-state, junior, 34 and 2. And he'll have Emmanuel Akabadeja of Pike, 22 in the state, 6 in the semi-state, a senior, 29 and 5. That's going to be a really good match right off the bat. Reading the write-up, it sounded like he had a really good ticket round match last year.
Yeah, so 2 returning ticket rounders, and then Akabadeja, he won his first round match on the Ultimate Tiebreaker last year. The place was nuts. I mean, he really got the arena going, and then lost on a last-second takedown or reversal in the ticket round. So, that's a great quarter bracket there. Ratliff clearly the favorite. I'm certainly not going to pick against Ratliff. But I think you'll have a fun first-round match with Bonaberger and Akabadeja, and then I think you'll have a good ticket round match there also.
I'm going to pick exactly where I picked Ratliff last year, just so he can go back and have the same success. It was good luck last year. Just double it up.
So I think I'm trying to find it. Last year, the pick was Stitz first, Day second, Asher third, and that's the same pick this year. Like, that's the exact same order in the picks that came this year. So
it worked out for him last year. Maybe runs it back the same way. Next quarter bracket down, we got Ethan Stancomb, senior, 24 and 3, Bloomington South, regional champ from Bedford, North Lawrence. They used to be a powerhouse back in the 30s, Bedford, North Lawrence.
Yeah.
There's a website for that if you want to go look it up. And then he'll have Logan Lindsay, Indian Creek, senior, 25 and 14 from Jeffersonville Regional. And they'll have the winner of Gavin Weingard, Evansville Mater Dei, a sophomore. He's 20 and 12. And Mason Day, number 6 in the state, 2 in the semi-state from Brownsburg, 26 and 7. Senior, looking to punch his ticket again this year, trying to probably get on that podium. Has he been 3 times in a row? 2 times?
Pinned.
Mason Day. I mean, I'm saying how many times has he been to state? I know he was there last year.
He has been there. Where is he? Yeah, there he is. He's been to state twice. Yeah.
Trying to get that elusive medal for himself. Trying to get on top of the podium.
Yeah. Bedford North Lawrence You're thinking just Bedford, I believe, but you want to know? Do you know their last state qualifier?
I'm gonna go with Ethan Stancomb, senior.
Going to be somebody from like somebody way, way, way back
No,
in the
I'm
day.
gonna say 1994.
No, 30 or 40s.
Their last one, state qualifier, not their first.
Yeah, but I mean, they're in our conference, so I know at least since the 90s they haven't had one.
Yeah. Before the 90s.
1967.
1989, Sean Fields. They've had 3 state qualifiers in their career, in their history.
What do you think was the number one song in February of 1989?
I don't know.
Locomotion.
Locomotion, nice. Yes, they're more of a player of
Hold on, Wilson Phillips.
Oh, nice.
That might have been later in the 90s. All right, I'm sorry.
I thought you knew it.
I had no clue. There is probably a website for that too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Google.
Bedford. I don't think that's the Bedford, Indiana. Yeah, Bedford.
Two Hearts, Phil Collins.
Did you look it up?
Bedford.
Straight up, Paul Abdul, February 11th, 89.
Nice. Do you want to know the nickname of the original Bedford High School? You'll like this one.
What are they known for there? The limestone
Stonecutters.
Stonecutters. That had to have been something close, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Hey,
I like it.
Congrats to Ethan Stancomb, Bedford North Lawrence. We're sitting here talking, right? Like, not a big Google history. I was reading Google it. Not a big wrestling history there at BNL. So senior 24-3. Bloomington South is not a weak regional by any stretch of the imagination. So congrats to him. Not a great draw with Mason Day. But congrats for winning that regional title for BNL there.
Yep. And Bedford, the Stonecutters won state in 1929.
Bro, close to 1930. All right.
Good information.
Moving on down, next quarter bracket. We have number 3 in the state, number 1 in the semi-state, Silas Stitz of Center Grove. He's a senior. He's 33-3 on the season. 2 of those losses coming at the Ironman. The other one in the finals of the Al Smith. He'll have Jackson Whitehead of Washington, senior, 36-7. Moving on to the bottom part of that quarter bracket, not ranked in the state, but number 10 in the semi-state, Graham Eniger from Floyd Central, junior. He's 24-11, and he'll have number 24 in the state, 7 in the semi-state. Cameron Sommer, Franklin, sophomore, 33-7. Stitz having a really good senior season. But Sommer's probably dangerous. So 7-10 right off the bat. That's going to be a good first-round match.
I'm so distracted by what's the John C. Barato Athletic Center. I'm Googling that.
That's EC, man.
Come on, Joe.
That's EC semi-state.
Joe.
I remade all the graphics because there were some changes. And I guess I totally forgot to fix the location. So I guess I'll be doing that tonight.
John C. Barato Athletic Complex, one of the biggest gyms in the United States.
We're making them all drive north just because everyone had to drive south last year.
The furthest northern point of Indiana, dang near.
So,
moving on to the bottom quarter bracket there. We all agree Stitz is pretty good?
Yes.
This is pretty good. Yeah. Cameron
State.
Summers from Franklin. He had the match against Akabadeja last year that went into the ultimate tiebreaker first round. So I think he's looking at least, let's get to the ticket round this year. Stitz isn't a great draw. Franklin isn't going to lay down, but yeah, Stitz the heavy favorite there.
Bottom quarter bracket there. We have number 8 in the state, number 3 in the semi-state, Deacon Dressler, Gibson Southern, a sophomore. He's 36-1. He'll kick off the bracket with not ranked in the state. Number 8 in the semi-state, Carter Hutchinson of Cascade. He's a senior. He's 24-7. That's a pretty good first-round matchup. The bottom part of that quarter bracket, Aiden Miller of Columbus East, junior, 8-8. And they'll have Bloomington South, Hunter Fender, a junior, 29-13. I know Hunter Fender is on the watch list. Carter Hutchinson had been in the rankings some, still on the watch list. And Deacon Dressler having a really good season at 36 and a single loss.
Yeah, Dressler last year lost to Rose in the ticket round as a freshman with a lot of hype. Really good wrestler, been wrestling forever. He has a win over Ratliff, I believe, at the Modern Day Classic this year. And then Carter Hutchinson, man, like the Hutchinson family, I remember his brother not being favored to win. And punching that ticket. So hopefully that's an entertaining first-round match. And then, like you said, Fender in and out of the rankings kind of all year. I think he was kind of trying to find a spot to kind of get into in that Bloomington South lineup with Cooksey and Rowdy Bush and those guys. So while the rankings aren't there, certainly another could be entertaining quarter bracket.
Deacon is ready.
Who's his loss to? Because I can't find it.
Did he lose at?
See, hey, Gibson
Saturday?
Southern, they don't like telling us their stuff.
I always thought Gibson Southern was a green singlet, and then they're like brown, right?
No, Gibson Southern, maroon and gold, almost like modern day.
So if you know his loss, let us know.
Yes, who's his loss so we can update his profile.
They're not going to tell you. They don't want you to know.
Well, I'll find it eventually.
He lost at sectionals to Kel Bonneberger.
He lost at sectionals?
14-6.
Huh. There you go. Huh. Moving on down.
There's a website for that called Track Wrestling, Jim.
Ouch, man.
Huh, that is interesting. Why are the high school the Cubs and the middle school the Bears?
Beats me. I have no idea.
Moving on down at 165 pounds. I think this guy's wrestling as good as anybody in the state right now. He's number 21 in the state, not ranked in the semi-state. Again, TripleB and I are disagreeing. Camden Ballman, Evansville Mater Day, junior, 27-9. First match I have Clayton Miller, Columbus East, who also spent some time on the watch list, possibly in the rankings. I don't remember. Sophomore, 28-9. And they'll have the winner of number 10 ranked in the semi-state, Lucas McBee of Owen Valley, a senior, 25-5. And William Vander Lugarden of Center Grove, number 6 in the state, 2 in the semi-state, a junior, 24-7. Vander Lugarden and Bauman could possibly be a pretty good ticket round match there.
Yeah, I mean, Vander Lugarden, what's he, a 138 medalist last year?
Was he a medalist or was he a qualifier?
Qualifier.
Maybe just a qualifier. That'll be, Ballman.
Was Ballman also at 138 last year? Both these guys jumped up like 3 weight classes?
He might have been. I know he was kind of small, but his brother's pretty big too.
While he's looking that up, Jared Heason, the Cubs is like sacred in Madison. You don't even talk about changing names. You get shunned. I know a guy on the school board. Yeah, I know a guy on the school board. He knows better than to bring that up.
Ballman's been on fire in the state tournament, knocking off ranked wrestlers every single week. Even before that, I believe at their conference, he had a really good day. So Mater Day
was a ticket rounder last year at 138.
So yeah. Both those guys jump in a couple weight classes. Mater Day has a pretty good job of peaking at the state tournament, and it seems like he's wrestling really well right now. Moving on down. Number 13 in the state, number 7 in the semi-state, Elijah Geyer, Indian Creek sophomore. He's 30-6. He'll have a guy that was in the rankings all year right up into the last one, I believe, from Evansville Memorial, Connor Hoare. And he's a junior. He's 25-5. And he'll have the winner. That matchup, that'll be a good first-round matchup. Then the winner of that will have number 19 in the state, number 6 in the semi-state, Evan Hamblin of Martinsville, senior, 26-7. And Jesus Lopez, Terre Haute South, junior, 34-5. He's number 10 in the semi-state, or 10 in the state, 5 in the semi-state. That'd be a real good first-round matchup.
Yeah, I'm looking back at my notes, but, I mean, Hamblin, Lopez will be good, and then the winner gets Guy. I mean, that's a really, really good quarter bracket for sure.
Hamlin lost Lopez by pin.
Yeah.
So that could be an interesting first-round match.
And then Connor Hoare would be the guy that punches his ticket, proving us all wrong. His dad let us know early on that he had a really good summer. It wasn't that he let us know, but once we looked at the results, he was really good. He just took a couple losses late.
Going down.
Number 2 in the state, number 1 in the semi-state, singular loss in the finals of the Al Smith. Evan Rowdy Bush, Bloomington South senior. He likes to pin people. I'm sure we can get some pin stats in there. I would be willing to bet a lot of those wins are false. Yep. And he'll have, not ranked in the state, Number 8 in the semi-state, he had been ranked for a while. Tyler Sandusky of South Putnam, a junior, 29-5. That's a tough one for Sandusky right off the bat.
Yeah, not a great draw there.
And in the bottom part of that quarterback, you have Dalton Pledger of Heritage Hills. He's a junior. He's 38-6. And you have Boomer Hester of Charlestown, a junior, 29-8. I believe Hester was in the rankings for a while, too, for Charlestown. Probably not the guy. Any of those guys won it. Evan Rowdy Bush had probably as good of a leading into the season with IHPO and all that stuff. He pins a lot of people. Tough loss in the finals of Al Smith on a late stall call to tie it, lost it overtime. He had a huge win over Aiden Costello where he pinned him in the semis. He's really good.
Yep. Heading to Army West Point also. And word on the street is the Army West Point coach might be in Indy next weekend. So if you're looking to go get a pretty good education for free and have a pretty nice job after school, you might want to go find him.
Shane Gillis said it's incredibly hard. He said he played football there. He said it's incredibly hard at West Point.
Yeah, it's not an easy school to go to, but you get your schooling for free and you get a guaranteed job afterwards. So that's not too shabby of a deal.
Yeah, I mean that's actually really cool.
And Indiana's had a lot of guys go there and do well, so that's a pretty good place to go.
Bottom quarterback, another guy that's on fire right now. One is regional, not ranked in the state, ranked in the semi-state. Number 9, Griffin Larson of Avon. He's a junior. He's 28-8. He'll have Miguel Tedro of Bloomington North, a junior, 26-12. The winner of that will have a tough first-round opening match with number 16 in the state, number 4 in the semi-state, Corinthian Tante, sophomore, 33-6. And number 8 in the state, number 3 in the semi-state, Cooper Collins of Vincennes Lincoln, the Alices, a sophomore, 39-2. He's taken a couple losses to Bomb in the last couple of weeks. Those are his 2 losses on the season.
And hasn't Collins just kind of came out of nowhere? I put that in the article.
Yeah.
I mean, boom, Modern Day Classic, boom, you start seeing the results, and it's like, holy smokes. Tante and Collins have a common in Larson. I think Collins beat Larson, and Tante lost to Larson at Modern Day. I mean, anything can happen there. I mean, whoever shows up to wrestle that day, Larson, Tante, Collins, and like you always say, Mike, that means Tedro, right, pulls through, and
Yep.
Roy Bruce Jr. will be letting me know about it if that happens for sure. He, a great team, great coach there. So by no means are we sleeping on Tedro, but when you just kind of look at pedigree and results and teams and all that, like Tante, Collins, Larson, man, flip a coin.
Yeah, you got some family state championship blood there with Tante and Larson. I mean, tough, man. That's a tough spot. I mean, he's a Mooresville regional champ, and he'll have 2 ranked wrestlers to go. Rankings don't really mean anything. He's wrestling at a high level right now. Corey Tante is dangerous, though. He's a very dangerous wrestler. We talk about the Southside headlock. He's probably throwing Southside headlocks from birth.
175 to our 11th weight class. Corey Bender up top, number 6 in the semi-state. Braden Hughes of South Spencer, first round. Isaiah York of Whiteland versus number 8, Hank the Tank Redmond of Columbus East. Hank has some good videos on YouTube if you can find them.
Man, I need to hit that on the Al Smith mic next year. I got 2 more years to hit a Hank the Tank to my number 4.
Dude, Hank has a gas tank, man. Like, the dude just keeps moving forward, like, non-stop, and never thinks he's out of a match. Like, really super mentally strong. I mean, certainly the Bender draw is not the best, but, I mean, Hank's a fun wrestler to watch. You know, he's wrestled our guy Doozer. I think they've wrestled 3 or 4 times this year, and he gives Doozer fits, and just a fun kid to watch wrestle.
Man, so, like, and especially this time of year with sickness going around, you're just getting over being sick. A guy with a gas tank, they can push you. I know we had a huge bout of pneumonia up here with the girls, softball-wise. Like, hearing a guy that has a motor that's going to keep going forward. I mean, if you have any, like, flaws in your condition, he's going to find it, it sounds like.
Yeah, 100%.
Next quarter bracket, number 17, Tyson Barrow of North Posey. He'll have number 25, James Hastings of Terre Haute North. Tough, real first round match. And you got Corwin or Corey Fuller from Franklin. Number 10, the semi-state. He'll have Brent Woodlock of Mooresville. That's a pretty good curtain jerker to start.
Yeah, Hastings Barrow. Barrow, I looked up, came up from 140. He was 144 last year at 175 this year. Having a really, really good year. You see, say he's a wrecking ball. Him and Hastings will be a fun match. Fuller's a freshman sophomore state champ. I think last year won freshman sophomore state. So why Barrow's favored in the rankings? Again, another just great, quarter bracket there.
And Hastings, they had a ton of really good results too. Obviously they're probably see Quid Bender a couple times a year. Tyson Barrow, I think we were looking it up. Did we figure out that his dad was a state medalist? Is that what we said?
Yes. Yeah.
For North Posey also. So that'll be a good one right off the bat. I read in the preview, James Hastings, pretty big 175-pounder.
Yeah. So maybe, I don't know, wrecking ball, does that mean he's short? Or we're going to get like a huge contrast of like short wrestler, tall wrestler? That could be a fun first round match.
Coming up from 144, could very well be short and stocky.
Yeah.
Bottom half bracket, Oliver Haylett of Indian Creek Jr., number 11 in the state. He'll have Corbin Aiken of the Brownsburg Bulldogs. Number 24, Drew Shapker of Evansville Mater Dei. He'll have number 7, Landon Terry of Landon Terry of Tell City. Number 7 in the state. That's a real tough quarter bracket right there.
Man, what a filthy, dirty, terrible draw there. Terry, 2 losses to Bender. I'm not sure about the third loss. Has a win over Weems, I believe, that Mike didn't want to give me credit for all year long. Grandma Terry was pretty frustrated with that for sure.
I seen
that. So Terry Hallett, ticket round. Wow. 75 is just great. Top to bottom, really. So, but yeah, Terry Hallett, ticket round will be a great match.
Lucas Rickett from Union County is his other loss.
Yeah. So his only 2 in-state losses are to Bender. That's right.
So shout out to Corbin Aiken. I know we did this last week, but man, he's probably the only Brownsburg guy that made it to the semi-state without a ranking next to his name. He wrestled that same brutal Brownsburg schedule, 19-14 junior. He'll probably find himself in the rankings next year. Drew Shapker, senior, 31-11. That'll be sometimes you get caught looking past that first round match. If you're looking past that to like that possible ticket round, Mater Dei might pull out the upset there too. So I think
I see Kelly. I don't know what Mike has against Landon, man. I'm telling you, I don't know. He's already calling it there.
No, I'm not calling it. I might have. I don't know. I have to look. I think you got to mix it up in the picks. I don't remember. I think
Oh, covering his tracks. Last quarter bracket, Julian Weems, number 4 in the state, number 3 in the semi-state. Had a little disagreements on rankings there. He has number 9 in the semi-state, Garrett Doozer of Madison, consolidated the Cubs. Denny Allgood of Bloomington South has number 14 in the state, Matthew Pangram. So another quarter bracket with 2 ranked guys. Weems has, I think, pinned everybody and not really looking.
He didn't pin Landon Terry though.
He did not pin Landon Terry.
Nah.
Who's Weems' second loss to?
Weems' second.
It was Kressel.
Yeah.
So
yes, Terry and Kressel. So he's pinned a lot of people. He spent 42 seconds, 37, 41, 23 in the state series. So he's not getting paid by the hour. Not really looking to get that second period during the postseason.
I'll be remiss if I don't say this. At 144 and then going up at our semi-state. So the last 8 weights, there's only 2 freshmen, and that's Brendan Benz, who we already talked about from Madison. That's also Garrett Doozer at 175. The only 2 freshmen at all. So hats off to my Madison freshmen for punching through those upper weights there.
Triple B trained, I heard.
Hashtag Triple B trained.
And I know we kind of talk about it. Like Weems has battled injuries in his career. I'm happy to see he's healthy out there wrestling. It'll be a tough one. Terry's going to be tough in there. Obviously,
even Pegram in the ticket round. I mean, 32-3, 34-2. So you're looking at 66-5 combined record going at it in the ticket round.
So, Mike, you can take 190. Except for I get to talk about Gunnar Henry, the pinning machine.
Pinning machine. Number 9 in the state. Number 4 in the semi-state, Sam Howard of Boone, Vegas. Sophomore, 35-2. He'll have sophomore, I thought he was freshman. I don't know. Jensen Bridges of Indian Creek, 23-8, coming down from 215. He's had a really good season. A couple sophomores. And on the bottom part of that quarterback, you have Jace Deakins of Northview, senior, 17-4, and Noah Sumner, Martinsville, number 14 in the state, 5 in the semi-state, senior, 32-3. That could be a possible tick-around match. I know we've heard a lot about how good Jensen Bridges has done this year. He's had a lot of impressive wins. That could be a first that match right at the back, a couple sophomores.
I'm looking it up. I think Howard and Sumner is a rematch, right, from ticket round last year?
Sumner punched his ticket last year over Howard?
I've been wrong a couple times today, but
you are correct, Mr. Triple B. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, so last year Howard came in as a freshman, 52-0 or 51-0. People loved him. Nobody really talked about Noah Sumner, and Noah beat him. What was he? 10-3, 11-3, something like that in the ticket round. So a rematch from a terrible draw a year ago, another terrible draw this year. Howard Sumner round 2. Potentially. We're not sleeping on Bridges and Deakins, but I'm just saying if we're selling the hype machine, then that's a rematch.
Yeah, that's gonna be kind of a little bit of extra motivation right there. Taking out the senior, ending his career in the ticket round. That's pretty good.
Next quarter bracket down. You have number 10 in the state, number 2 in the semi-state, Colin McMahon of Columbus East. He's a sophomore. He's 33-5. He'll open that quarter bracket with Donnie Klein of Heritage Hills, a senior, 25-17. The bottom part of that quarter bracket, you have senior from Center Grove, 27-12, Elliot Jones. And from Terre Haute North, Javon Hagens, a 23 in the state, 8 in the semi-state senior. He's 37-6. So possible McMahon, 33-5 and 37-6. But those are pretty tough first-round matches also.
Yeah, for sure. McMahon's had a great year. He has a win earlier in the year over Terry at the Columbus East Invitational.
A lot of Howard love in these comments right now.
Hey, I don't want Mama and Papa Howard to come at me, but a year ago, this was the same talk. This was the same talk a year ago, and it was the same match, Sumner Howard. So,
are you telling me John Goldberry's out here telling tales? Joe's long-lost twin?
My doppelganger?
I'm just saying. We've heard it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll move on to McMahon and those guys. I wish both those guys, Howard and Sumner, nothing but the best. But
don't be this my guy Goldsberry. We'll come at you.
Man, they told me early on that was it you and I were talking, or someone was like McMahon had taken some losses the year before, had him ranked pretty high, and then he got a couple dubs and just kept it rolling. He's had a really good season.
Yeah, he's had a really good season. I think he placed last year as a freshman at the Al Smith. I was looking up, so I mean, just a solid wrestler for sure. That Hagen's ticket round match is, I think, deceiving. I looked up Hagen's. North was at the East Invitational, but Hagen's didn't wrestle that day, so they haven't seen each other this year. You
got to be careful not bringing your premium wrestlers. You might get a strongly worded text message. Moving on down, number 7 in the state, number 3 in the semi-state, Noah Terry of Tell City. He's a senior. He's 29-2. He'll open up with Avon's Nathan Morkowska, a junior, 22-17. The bottom part of that quarter bracket, you have Easton Hall of Mount Vernon, sophomore, 35-9, and not ranked in the state, but number 9 in the semi-state, Evan Savory, what is it?
Savory.
Columbus North senior, 26-12. Tough draw there for Savory with Noah Terry there, top 10 ranked. pretty tough.
Yeah. I mean, Terry's a great year returning medalist. We didn't mention back to Landon. Landon was from 215 to 175 this year, but it hit me. We should have brought that up. But
That's
Noah,
pretty interesting. You don't see that a lot.
tough out for Evan there. Evan and Noah in that ticket round match.
Bottom. You want to talk about the bottom quarter bracket?
I'll just talk about Gunner after you do it because he's in my sights right now.
Gunner Bodacious Henry's in your sights?
Yeah.
Number one in the state, number one in the semi-state, returning state runner-up, 3-time medalist, senior, going to Wyoming, 28-3, Gunner Henry of Brownsburg. He'll open up with Mason Garagoni of Jasper. He's a senior. He's 33-10. And they'll have the winner of Aiden Wagner. Is it just Wagner?
Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner's right.
Awesome. Senior, 31-12. And Caden Thacker, Evansville Mater Dei, number 18 in the state, 6 in the semi-state. Junior, 30-6. Thacker, pretty tough junior. Probably not the draw that he was looking to get. Any of those guys looking to get. Henry's been in the semi-state 3 times. He's punched his ticket all 3 times, looking to make it a 4th.
Yeah, Henry's
the pride of Pekin, Indiana, Gunner Henry.
Pekin, Indiana, Eastern Pekin. See, I got some new stickers, so I am going to stick some stuff on him. That's one of the alternate logos.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
I got some. I ordered them in early December. They finally came, so look for them at state this year. I got some the normal logo.
And we have the Goldsberry stickers at state too.
I haven't ordered any more of those, but I might have
some TripleB stickers.
We need TripleB stickers.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know if our turnaround time would be that quick.
I have a bunch of Mike Reiser stickers. It looks like I have a chubby face. I don't know. We tried to change it up. It didn't look as cool. We went back. It was fine. Man, Gunner's had an amazing career. Overall, just is he 4-time semi-state champ? Also going to be looking to be a 4-time semi-state champ, or
I don't think so.
No.
You don't think so? Who would he have lost to? Per his, he lost to Schroeder, his sophomore year.
Yeah.
And Drake Buchanan beat him his freshman year.
So looking for his second semi-state title then. Pretty impressive still.
I don't know. Do I have any of the I'm sure I have some of those around here.
The John Goldsberry stickers? Will you sign them?
Oh, yes, I do. The John Goldsberry
stickers. There's still some of those in the loge seat in Evansville. I think they give them out now. The ushers do at Evansville.
Hey, that's a good-looking guy. I'm not gonna lie. So,
John Goldsberry or Joe? Are you talking about yourself? You talking about John Goldsberry?
Both.
All right.
I have a clip that you're saying the same thing too.
Me?
Yeah.
All right, I believe it. Game recognizes game. What do you want me to say? Moving on to 215 pounds. Top quarter bracket here we have Ethan Schrainer of Tell City. He's number 7 in the state, number 2 in the semi-state. He's 34-1 on the season. He has Camden Williams, Whiteland, 25-15, sophomore. And the winner of that I have Christian Gomez of Jennings County, a sophomore, 30-13. And Colton Adamson of Castle, senior, 24-8. It sounded like they were unhappy with their rankings. Schrader having a really good year. Camden Williams was really impressive with the trike-off. I was actually surprised when I added him to the database that he had well, Joe added him. I just added him to the watch list that he had as many losses as he did because he wrestled so well at trike-off.
Is that the one that his profile got filled up real quick and because everyone had beaten him?
I'm not going to say that, Joe, but maybe.
Or like the one person that sent an email, I was like, I want some of my wins listed. It's all my losses.
I think Gomez Adamson's a low key. I don't know if I listed it, but a curtain jerker. Gomez's only losses during the state tournament has been to Falur, and then Adamson's only losses in the state tournament's been to Goldsberry. So while you got looking at 13-8 losses, sophomore, senior, they've certainly outside of those 2 quality losses they both have kind of had a really good postseason run. And why Schrainer is not a great draw in that ticket round. If you're a sophomore and you're looking as a 215-pounder getting to a ticket round, can be a real confidence builder going in the next year. And then, like you said, Adamson's kind of got a chip on his shoulder. Like, they felt like, he's kind of been underranked all year, and what a better chance to throw it and then mine and Mike's faces than to win that match and then, have Schrainer in that ticket round. Schreiner's had a fantastic year, 34-1. Senior, I've watched him wrestle a couple times at Columbus. I mean, just a great, great wrestler. I wouldn't pick either one over Schrainer, but I think that could be a low-key great first-round match there.
Moving on down. We have number 2 in the state, number 1 in the semi-state, Caden Brewer, returning semifinalist, senior, 29-3. He'll kick it off with Caden McGrew of Terre Haute North. He's a junior. He's 18-11. And on the bottom half of that quarter bracket, you have Noah Dalton, Salem, senior, 24-5. And number 9 in the semi-state, Jaron Kearney of Princeton, a junior, 24-7. Brewer looking to punch his ticket back to the state finals, try to get back on top of the podium.
Yeah, I mean, Brewer, the favorite, clearly. The only state-ranked wrestler in that quarter bracket. I think he's a 2-time semi-state champ. If you look back, they used to be going for his 3rd one.
Yes.
So
had someone reach out.
I don't need Matty Brewer and the Mafia coming after me. So Caden's a Ford tough lock there for sure.
I had one of our former Indiana coaches that's in another state now reach out and asked if he was interested in wrestling college and what weight he was looking to be, Division I school. And I reached out to Matty and was like, hey, I'll give him your information. So I don't know if they ever reached out, but moving on down. Number 8 in the state, number 3 in the semi-state, might be the best athlete in the state overall. From Heritage Hills, 34-3, Jet Goldsberry. He's pretty good in football. He's also pretty good in wrestling. He's also very good in track. So I heard he's pretty good at chess, Trivial Pursuit. He'll open up with a state-ranked wrestler, number 17 in the state, number 5 in the semi-state, James Moss, a senior from Columbus East. On the bottom part of that quarter bracket, you're going to have Devin Orman of Northview, number 7 in the semi-state. He spent some time in the state rankings at some point, a junior, 31-3. And Jeremiah Finch from Ben Davis, a senior, he's 37-11. So Finch and Orman are wrestle for a chance to wrestle either Goldsberry or Moss in that ticket round.
Yeah, I mean, so Moss, tough way to go. I think if I looked up, he injury defaulted out at either regionals or sectionals because I was wondering, like, where the rankings are with him. How did he end up in that 4th spot? And it looks like maybe just an injury late in the year has kind of got him there. But, man, I like Jet, and not just because I talk to his dad all the time, but we'll kind of get into it, and you'll see in the write-up, I have a buddy who swears by the fact that if a football player has a great football season that they can transition into the wrestling mat and kind of carry on. And like you'll see in the write-up, who had a better football season than Jet Goldsberry. So, I mean, does that mean he can beat Brewer? I don't know. Am I put a triple B guarantee on it? Not quite. But, I mean, Jet, man, like, I wouldn't be, if he were to win Saturday, I wouldn't be like, oh, my gosh, Jet won. I'd be like, yeah, like, Jet's a dog. Jet's a good athlete. Like, I'm not totally surprised by that.
Freshman, sophomore state champ also, right?
There you go.
He's Nate Spangle's favorite name in the state tournament. Every year he says we need to hype that up. You can see that on TikTok, Nate Spangle. Your hidden Indiana gem. What's your hidden Indiana gem in Madison?
It's got to be a bar, right? I guess. I don't know. Clifty Falls State Park. I don't know if it's hidden, but it's pretty popular. I saw Nate Spangle. Nate Spangle made the Louisville, Kentucky News like a month or two ago, and I was like, I think I know that guy. And sure enough, but yeah, so Nate Spangle all over the place.
TikTok star.
Dude,
that's what it was for, because TikTok was getting put under, and they were doing a feature on TikTok, whatever you call them, because I don't have TikTok. But
I don't know if I don't know if I'm stealing this bit, man. Maybe we get copyright infringement.
Springer likes us.
What's his favorite nickname? What's his favorite name?
Jet Goldsberry. He said,
Jet Goldsberry. I thought you were going down to the next quarterback.
No, he said like on the state finals football preview, he said that's the best name in Indiana sports.
Jet Goldsberry.
Pretty good.
Charlie Wolf says the red pepperoni is the best kept secret in Madison, the Indiana gym. We need to have a state finals in Madison. I can show you guys a good time.
Is Red Pepperoni a restaurant or bar or?
It's a pizza joint.
Pizza joint.
Ooh, off Broadway tap. Drew Fortwindle coming in hard. He name dropped Shaw earlier. Now he's saying off Broadway tap room, and now I'm mad that there's not a Fortwindle wrestling at Madison. But all right, Drew, we see you over in Tell City.
What was the spot you were getting the pizza from? You said like that's your favorite one, that you always order it, that they kind of just know your order. You call it in.
Bellows knows my order. Bellows, you guys talking about tap rooms in every place, but yeah, Bellows knows when I'm calling what I want.
So,
nice.
Moving on down. In the next quarter bracket, we have number 11 in the state, number 4 in the semi-state, Kellen Fallor, Franklin, sophomore, 35-4. I should have worn my Franklin shirts today. Missed my opportunity. Those guys hooked it up. He'll have AJ Coates of Evansville Rights, a junior, 12-7 right off the bat. In the bottom part of that quarter bracket, not ranked in the state, but number 10 in the semi-state, Noah Owens of Southridge, senior, 35-10, and Grant Stewart of Avon, a senior, 21-10. A lot of people kind of messaged in saying, watch Grant Stewart. He's pretty tough, holds position well. But he doesn't have a ranking by his name currently, or state or semi-state. And Fallor had a really good summer. He's had a really good 2 years of high school so far.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, now you got me thinking. I was right before you said that, Mike. I was looking like senior Avon, 10 losses, not ranked anywhere. Like that could be a sneaky one there that we all kind of overlooked. But Kellen Fallor, Franklin, sophomore, 35-4, just really good, really solid. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Not a big risk taker either. Like a lot of times with heavyweights, you see guys that are going to try throws or whatever. He's just a good, solid wrestler. So I got Fallor coming out there, and now you're kind of making me wonder if we slept on Stewart. But go Kevin Fallor.
Yeah, got some Indianapolis love. Giving the shout out to Grant Stewart. So
nice. So
Wrights has only been wrestling. AJ Coates has only been wrestling 2 years. How about that? All right, AJ Coates.
Pretty impressive.
Moving on to the big fellas. Triple B is going to give you some advice. Relax, take a couple days, decompress, come in healthy. Kicking off the top bracket, number 23 in the state, 6 in the semi-state, Brandon Brewer of Northview. He's a senior. He's 33-3. Dominic Piper of Columbus East, a junior, 17-19. The bottom quarter bracket there, not ranked in the state, number 9, Braden Love of Avon, a junior, 20-11. And we'll be having a bracket change here from the bracket that I have in front of me, because it's not Nate McDermott anymore of Evansville Mater Dei, correct?
Yeah, it's hold on.
Xander App of Evansville Memorial.
Yeah, that's it.
A sophomore.
Xander App.
That's the one I forgot to fix.
So he'll move in that top bracket. I actually think I picked Nate McDermott to punch a ticket there. I'm not positive. I waffled on that one, but maybe I didn't. If I did, man, I'm sorry. Might have give you the bad luck.
Hey, kind of what you said before we get too deep in this heavyweight. Listen, if you're the family of a heavyweight wrestler at Evansville, burn some incense, throw some Hail Marys, wrap that dude in bubble wrap tomorrow, get him to Evansville in one piece, because there's clearly some voodoo bad stuff going on at heavyweight. So if you're a heavyweight from Evansville and you're wrestling in Evansville, hey, may God be with you tomorrow. Just get there, get on the scale Saturday morning, and get into the gym in one piece, because it's the cursed weight.
Yes,
that's
it is.
Santo Paulo in my kitchen right now. We burn that. We don't burn sage. We burn Santo Paulo. Get rid of the bad spirits.
You burn incense? Is that what it is?
It's not like Santo Paulo. It's like some piece of wood. It's like
patchouli.
Man, we do it when we're trash talking and we're talking bad. We got the evil eye bracelets. We got some superstition going on.
Hey, you were talking earlier about Mrs. Triple B. She always swears by the evil eye. Get that kid out of the rankings. You're going to get the evil eye on us, Joe. I hear it all the time.
Yeah, evil eye bracelet I wear. We had a bunch of girls getting hurt one summer, and we bought evil eye bracelets. Stopped it dead in his tracks. Not another girl got hurt for the rest of the year. Coincidence?
There you go. If you're the family member or a heavyweight wrestling in Evansville, get the evil eye bracelet now. Stop what you're doing.
If you go find a gem store, go get you some Santo Paulo little sticks of wood. They actually smell pretty good. We burn them all the time, especially when you're talking bad about people.
But Mike doesn't do that. So
right after
happens
the
up in
show,
the region
head
quite
over to
frequently.
Sao Paulo. Moving on down, number 13 in the state, number 4 in the semi-state, from Greco City. He's a senior. He's 44-1. Ben Land. He'll open up with number 8 in the semi-state, Manfred Osborne of Terre Haute North. He's a junior. He's 30-9. And then on the bottom part of that quarter bracket, we have number 15 in the state, number 5 in the semi-state, Keegan Maury Shields, South Putnam, a sophomore. He's 21-3. And they're going to grab the 4 moving out of that bracket, which is Bryce Minks, a sophomore. He's 13-19. He'll be moving into Xander Epps' spot. He'll have Keegan Maury Shields, who's a pretty big athletic heavyweight for a sophomore.
Yeah, that one is a little bit because Land has Bobby Garvis of Floyd Central.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff versus Floyd. Who's your Hills Conference matchup there right out of the gates?
At semi-state first round. That makes sense. Big Ben Land. Yeah, that whole weight, I guess I'll have to fix that one up again. So
this weight was another one where it had 6 different people with votes to get out. Maury Shields actually ended up pulling a little bit more votes than Big Ben Land. TripleB guarantees Ben Land punches the ticket.
Ooh.
So watch for that ticket round match because the voters, I don't know if they were torn or whatever. I think both each got 2 picks, but Maury had a little bit of a higher placement, which gave him more votes. So Keenan Maury Shields and Big Ben Land, a match to watch in the ticket round Saturday.
Man, I can't believe TripleB going for the Danny Struck trained.
Yeah, let's go Big Ben Land. Hey, he wrestled some Madison wrestling this summer. I didn't have anything to do with it, and I wasn't there, but he suited up in a Madison singlet this summer at the Evansville, the Adidas Scholastic Duels. So
why didn't you keep him in that Madison singlet?
We don't. HSA hasn't approved that 1-year transfer yet. We're already got a roster made out for when that hits for down south. So
nice.
That is a River Rat.
The River Rats. That's right.
Moving on now, we got Brody Clem, Gibson Southern. He's a junior. He's 31-9. He'll have Jason Guevara of Whiteland, a junior, 23-14. The bottom part of that quarter bracket, you have Elijah Stokes, New Albany, junior, 25-9. And Xavier Grindhart of Jennings County. Sounds like he aced a government test this week. He is locked in, according to Charlie Wolf. He's a senior. He's 27-12. This might be the only bracket in the entire semi-state that had 0 ranked wrestlers in it.
That's correct. And he's actually wrestling Osborne, Manfred Osborne, Terre Haute North.
Yes.
That's part of that bracket change from the Tyson Rue going out. So it's Clem, Guevara, Osborne, Ginhart.
Joe Butler said Guevara's coming in hot. Keenan, not
only...
Keenan. Sorry, Kyle. Keenan. And it says Keenan around the bracket. I just glanced at it. I'm sorry. Don't. He's probably big, strong. Don't run me down and beat me up, please.
That quarter bracket, though, Mike, like you said, it's the only quarter bracket in the whole semi-state where there are no state-ranked wrestlers. So it's one of those wide-open quarter brackets. It can be really fun to watch. The modern-day heavyweight's also out, John. I don't know what the deal is, but he dropped out today as I was writing the preview. He was gone. So modern-day heavyweight out, Rue out, Smith out. And that leaves this quarter bracket open to no ranked kids. Clem probably should be ranked. Another Gibson Southern kid who I think was ranked earlier in the year, didn't have any information on him, was kind of hard to find stuff. So he kind of dropped out. I was wondering, Joe Butler, if Guevara was related to the Guevara that just won middle school state for Whiteland. Brendan and him's wrestled a couple times. But a fun quarter bracket. Like, I'm going to go Homer. I work at Jennings County. I'm going with Xavier Ginhart. I think Clem was the favorite amongst everybody. Just you look at the 31-9, Gibson Southern, Castle Regional champ. It's hard to look past that or pick past that. That's the quarter bracket, though, man. If you're looking for guys that are just out there slinging with nothing to lose, no rankings to uphold, no stress, no nerves, like, let's just go wrestle and see who comes out.
Yeah, and that's Manfred Osborne, possibly Griffin. I was just looking to make sure TripleB was not crazy. He was last year freshman sophomore state. He was under the name Griffin, so he's
Griffin in the. He was Griffin all year, so I don't know, but yeah, Manfred. Like I said, I just say makes you use your. I think you're supposed to use your birthright name or whatever. So a lot of times you'll see a name all year long, and then suddenly in the bracket, it's a difference. So
Yeah, he was Griffin all year long. Maybe I need to change it back. I think
go with Manny. Terre Haute. Manny's a
Manford's a good name. I mean,
Manford.
Imagine Manford Bentz. Think how tough.
Manford and Sons, right? Oh, that's
Mumford, right?
Manford and Son Osborne.
So, moving down the bottom quarter bracket. What's up?
I was gonna say last quarter bracket.
All right, we got number 2 in the state, number 1 in the semi-state, probably one of the nicest kids in the state. Maximus Forrester of Brownsburg, senior, 30-3. He'll have Bryce Minks of Boone. This all messed up now.
He has Chase Harmon of South Spencer, 14-19 sophomore. Probably one of those things that you were ranting about last night about the alternates.
Could be. Go back and watch that show. Earmark. And then we have a great name here, Servando Lozano of Columbus North, a junior. He's 18-9. If I didn't get that right, hopefully that's how I pronounce it, because that's pretty cool. And he does not have Tyson Rule of Jasper anymore. It sounds like he had to withdraw his senior year, so it's an unfortunate injury.
Yeah. Elijah Stokes, New Albany.
Elijah Stokes of New Albany. So
not Albany or whatever it was earlier.
Albany.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I gave each lock a nickname, kind of the thing we do. And I really wanted to go with Maximus Old Forester in honor of bourbon, but I didn't know how that would work. So we just went with Maximus the Gladiator Forester. We kind of took the cheap way out, but he will always be Maximus Old Forester to me.
So, yeah, he's in a good spot right there to punch his ticket. So, yeah, pretty good bracket. Any other comments? We got to rank something tonight. We
got to do our rankings. I'm gonna do our food picks for Evansville real quick while you get your rankings ready.
Okay, I got
food recommendations. If you like fried brains, Hilltop Inn, solid fried brain sandwich.
Have you ever had fried brains sandwich?
I have. I took the last time Valentine's Day fell on the Friday, me and a buddy went there and got the Valentine's Day special that was for couples, and then I got the fried brain sandwich.
Was it good?
And, I mean, it was fine, I guess. It was just fried air, kind of. A little bit of creaminess in it.
Okay.
Taroni's, if you like pizza, your local pizza joint. German Gersthaus, you mentioned it earlier. Gersthaus is awesome if you like German food. And then if you're looking for what's that?
Get the pig knuckle.
There you go. And then if you like adult beverages and adult good times, last year we were at Chasers. You can go to Chasers, and then on Franklin Street altogether, Chasers, Smitty's, Franklin Street Pizza, Bud's Rock and Country Bar, and the Franklin Street Tavern. And then around the Ford, you have Tiki on Main, which was kind of the official meetup last year. And
yeah, it was. Tiki on Main, good spot, man. Enjoy that. I enjoyed it pretty much last year. So John Hook said, yesterday I stated that our home academy is the only pathway to success. Some of you, along with a few of my friends, called me out for the short-sightedness comment, rightfully so. I realize now that my statement was not only silly and short-sighted, but also disrespectful to the many great clubs and academies with proven success that have welcomed my son and contributed significantly to his success.
What's the home academy?
We're not going to go back now. It was like Central Indiana Academy. It just brought up a good discussion. I appreciated it. I wasn't mad. I think John Hook, I like it when they're in the comments and they bring good stuff like that. We could talk about it and get it out. And I never want anyone to apologize to have their opinion.
All right.
Okay. So what are we ranking tonight, Mike? This was your idea, so you can go ahead on it.
So we have to explain what we're doing here. We're ranking our favorite wrestlers from the semi-states all time. So, and we have one extra one. So you get an extra person of any semi-state that you want. Obviously, I'm only going to pick people that were wrestling at the time that I've known wrestling. So I'm not going to go back and pick Estel Ritter. I'd never seen Estel Ritter wrestle. I don't know any of us have, but I'm sure he was great in his own time.
So TripleB, do you want to go first with your number 5?
Sure. TripleB has 2 lists. TripleB has my first top 5 best wrestlers list, and you'll get it once I start talking. From East Chicago, a native of Hammond, Indiana, Terry Funk.
Okay.
Yeah, right? From Newcastle, a native of Crawfordsville, Indiana, the Ultimate Warrior. From Evansville
we
semi-state.
just do one at a time here.
What's that?
No, we can go through this list. I like this list,
okay.
and then we'll go. We got.
I'll do this whole list, and then we can go one to one. Let me get this fun list out of the way.
Okay.
From the Evansville semi-state, I just learned this today. Born in Bloomington, Indiana, Mick Foley.
Foley, I knew it. Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to be.
And then
Fort Wayne this year. He's going to be at the Tin Caps.
Oh, I gotta go. Speaking of Fort Wayne, I had to dig hard for Fort Wayne, and I found, born in Kokomo, Indiana, Ahmed Johnson.
Nice. River City Plunge.
Yeah, that's right. And then the wild card, why he wasn't born in Indiana, he was raised in Indiana, raised in Indianapolis, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Oh, wow.
Best manager of all time.
That's right. So that's my top 5 best pro wrestlers from each semi-state.
Nice.
Pretty good.
I'll put those at the end.
All right. My number 5, since I suggested the list, I'm going to go with my Fort Wayne representative.
Oh, come on. Really?
Number 5, Garrett Pepple. Catch him playing Fortnite. He's pretty good at Fortnite. East Noble, 2-time champ or 2-time runner-up and a champ. Wrestled at Michigan State and IU. Garrett Pepple.
Okay. Dustin, who's your number 5 real wrestler?
So my top 5 were 5 who I had to see wrestle with my own eyes. So I know you kind of all went with different parameters around your top 5. So my number 5, also from the Fort Wayne semi-state, 2-time state champ, Anton Talamontes.
That's a pretty good one. So let me see. I have my number 5. I'm going to make mine out of Evansville just to spite you. Chad Ruggieri.
Oh, nice.
Machine.
Almost.
He will take you.
I was thinking about him.
He'll take the double overs and launch you. That was absolutely nuts what he did at state. So
my number 4 from the Evansville semi-state. Great dude. Had a lot of success in college. Brayton Lee, Brownsburg.
That's a good pick. Dustin, obviously. Go ahead.
My number 4 from the Newcastle semi-state. So much energy. Brought the place alive when he beat Joe Lee in the finals his senior year. Chad Red.
You mean
Nick Lee.
Nick Lee.
Nick Lee. Sorry, Nick Lee. Yeah, Chad Red.
Man, you're a Red fan. Let's see. So I have my list. Actually, the hardest one to do was the Fort Wayne. So mine, and I think this one might be a little bit low. But great guy. Dude, when the lights are on, I'm putting all my money on him. Jordan Slivka.
Man, that I waffled on my Jordan Slivka pick too.
That the lights are on, that there's no other, I don't care who he's wrestling, I'm putting my money on him. Dude, he won a couple of state titles, and I didn't, of matches that he was not favored in. Those lights came on, he came there to wrestle. And he's a pretty good dude. I think we're going to have to try to get him on here. Hopefully it might be NSFW.
Yeah, I would think so. My number 3, going from the East Chicago semi-state, Andrew Howe. Another guy that scored a lot of points. My list, I don't remember Peppo scoring a ton of points, but Brayton Lee, Andrew Howe, those guys put up numbers.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Who's your number 3, Dustin?
Man, I went back and forth for my number 3 and for my East Chicago and my wild card. Like, so many great guys came out of there. I think my number 3 East Chicago semi-states, Jason Zertzis.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
Jason, Alex, Angel Escobedo. So many like great guys or whatever that to kind of pick one guy out of that semi-state. So
I'm going to go. Let's see. My number 3, it's already been said, Great guy. Awesome wrestler. Fun to watch. Brayton Lee. Always love to talk to him, and glad that he's helping out with youth wrestling at Indian Creek now and giving back to the sport. Super great guy, great family. Fun to watch. Always just a goer on the mat. And, one of the coolest things is listen to the interviews with him. It's way bigger than wrestling. Wrestling's just a thing he does on the side, and he's also pretty good at it, but pretty good guy. So definitely a favorite of mine.
My number 2 from the Newcastle semi-state. He's a showman. He's already been picked. He's one of my favorite guys. He was awesome in college. Chad Red Jr. Had some battles under the lights. Beat Nick Lee under the lights. Probably the most hype match in Indiana history. Lived up to the hype.
Very much. That's it. Yeah. And we got to make sure, even though Elder Chad Red, he's from Illinois, so he wouldn't qualify for our list. I guess unless it's a wild card. So, Dustin, who's your number 2?
Number 2 is my wild card. Got to coach him at Heartland Duels in elementary school. Saw him wrestle then and just knew the kid was special. I think he's probably the biggest ambassador right now to Indiana wrestling on the college scene, and that's Ohio State national champ Jesse Mendez.
Not a bad pick there. So your wild card's over the number 2. Okay, so my number 2, another great ambassador for the sport in the state, is Stefan Micic, world champion. Had some good wins during his career. Definitely great guy, and has some good content on the on YouTube and stuff. But one of the best that we can all say that we've seen. Obviously, we haven't seen very many world champions.
No.
In Indiana history. There's only been a couple, like 2, I believe, him and Mason. So, yeah, that's a pretty good one.
My number 1, TripleB kind of stole my thunder. One of my favorite wrestling families in Indiana. I still talk to those guys pretty regular. Jesse Mendez. I got to watch the Ohio State Michigan football game with them at a bar. It was his favorite day, I'm sure.
Yeah. Man, I feel bad now not putting him on the list. Who's your number 1?
So, hey, early 2000s was a great time. We had the old board. People were going back and forth, fighting all the time, arguing. It was Griffith. It was Evansville Modern Day. It was Modern Day wasn't that great. They're going to lose this year to this team, that team. This guy's going to lose to Alex Dolly, except he didn't. It's Blake Maurer, Evansville Modern Day, 4-time state champ. Kept me and Jay Biceps alive back in the early 2000s when we were pushing the South. Just good memories with that whole crew of Modern Day guys, the Griffith guys. But, yeah, Blake Maurer, Evansville Modern Day.
Okay. My last one is obviously going to be Fort Wayne, because because it is the number 1 semi-state. I don't know if you guys knew that.
You took Gary Iron Bear Byers from Muncie South.
I almost take Isaiah Bradley from Muncie Southside, just because when he won a title, me and AJ had a great night.
So
Dave McCubbins, 2-time state champ.
You guys talked me into it. Reeve Muncie, state champ, broke the curse of Fort Wayne not having a champ for a few years, and started the run of Fort Wayne having some champs. So broke the curse in 2021, and since then it's been really good and pretty good there. So not only was he fun to sit in the corner and had a good view of a lot of his matches, but he also broke that curse for Fort Wayne and has led the resurgence of the Fort Wayne area into prominence and overtaking Evansville as the best semi-state.
I thought you were picking Riley LaFever for sure.
He broke the curse. How many years was it before that we didn't have a state champ?
I thought you were going to pick Garrett's first state champion, man.
Chase Leach.
Yeah, Chase Leach had a big win this weekend.
Yeah, he did. The Garrett Belmont rivalry. So, yeah.
I almost picked my boy Thurman Stone, Calumet state champ. First year ever went to the state finals, 135. But Went with
Almost went Jason Fryer Whiteland. If you remember him, he
I do. Lat drop, right?
lat drop. What's his name in the finals?
Greg Wagner.
Greg Wagner.
Because he beat a Fort Wayne guy.
One of the it was just not even Fort Wayne, just one of the bigger upsets that you can remember I think that was the first year that Fieldhouse had opened too.
2000, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, maybe next week we'll do our top 5 favorite finals matches.
I was thinking that, or like your top 5 rivalries. That would be a good one.
Ooh, that'd be a good one, yeah.
Ooh.
I don't want to give them away, but there's some really good ones.
That'd be a good one. Top 5 like state rivalries.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Yeah. So
we'll probably do 2 state shows next week, right?
Usually
split it.
Yeah, we can. It probably would be better. We can really get into it a little bit deeper.
Just don't number them till you number the Friday night show number 200, right? Number 199 and a half, number 199.
We had to have the state show 200 extravaganza.
Yeah.
The hangar 200.
Yep, the hangar. So TripleB will be at the hangar next Friday, just a little over a week. In 15 minutes, it'll be a week from today. So
Mrs. TripleB will be at the hangar.
Yeah, she's gonna be in there. Yeah, she did write a letter. Do you want me to read the letter?
Tim's also gonna be at the hangar.
Man, that's gonna be a good time. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun next Friday. Don't forget, come join us. We're gonna do a live reaction and talk about wrestling. We're gonna talk. We'll have the pre-show mingling, but we'll have our live show. Hopefully, we'll be able to get it streamed and everything. Got to work out some kinks there. And Dustin was right down the road there the other day. He should have stopped in and gave me the rundown. But
I was seeing how far I could walk from my hotel to the hangar to the thing, if I could walk it all off or not. So
was it how far away was it? Not
too far. I mean, 10, 15-minute walk from Conseco. Depending if it's cold or wet or rainy, you might move faster. I don't know. But
okay, so man, we might have to go over early to I thought it looked like
we could start there. We could start there like 11 a.m. Friday morning.
Yeah, we'll all be there. I'll stay in a certain. We're not gonna tell everyone where we're hanging, not where we're.
Can't give away the secret hotel.
Oh,
we're gonna be in Dane's room having hams, bro. You better. Everyone's welcome to come through, but Dane only brings 12.
Oh, it's only not. It's like not even half a mile to the hangar from Gamebridge.
Yeah,
we're good. That's good. And our hotel's just kind of over that way.
Is Uber the preferred ride share in Indianapolis?
Man, that'd be an expensive half-mile Uber, though.
Walking's a young man's game.
Maybe we can get the Pope Mobile. So, anything else we want to go over before we head out of here?
No, man. Every year I just kind of say good luck to everybody. Remember, like, we do this for entertainment. Like, kids are out there busting their backsides for this. So
that's the show we need to get Howie on.
Oh, let's drink the beer. So just know, like, we don't mean anything personal. We're just having fun. We're just trying to promote the sport in a good way. And check out the TripleB Evansville preview tomorrow. That I have to go make a couple evidently revisions real fast.
Yeah. Are you gonna make those revisions?
I mean, I can't get the Haynes brothers mixed up. I got to fix that one at least.
Yeah, you don't want that. Yeah, there's like 12 of them. They're gonna come out. Yeah, their little ankle biters.
I'm just gonna say Haynes, a rematch against Haynes in the
Haynes family.
A bird. I'm gonna go out there, man. John Hook, I hope to see you at the hangar, man. You can see why I could never be on a bird in Indianapolis.
So with that, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for joining us. Good luck to all the wrestlers, coaches, fans, parents, everyone at Semi-State this weekend. Should be some great wrestling. You'll see me Sunday on the Bracket Reveal show. You'll see Mike and I.
Do they do hair and makeup before you go on, or you just go straight natural?
I mean, I make sure I'm looking good, but they don't have a makeup or anything. It's just, it's natural.
Okay.
I mean, ask John. We're naturally this good looking. So,
natural. It's a natural beauty. Okay.
Yes, all natural. Family, the good family, the Goldsberry Caprino genes are pretty strong in handsomeness. So, I mean, Jet's pretty handsome young man. Obviously that's good. So, it's good genes. So, I'll be on Sunday, Mike will obviously be in East Chicago. Dustin will be he'll be in East Chicago because that's what the
Right.
graphic said.
I'll be at the Barado Center.
I bet you're going to have some good tacos.
Yeah, and tamales.
And tamales.
Hopefully, Eric Spikes brings some extra tamales for Dustin. So
I'll be out there, hanging out with the people. Semi-state's always a good time.
Yep.
I do miss Maryville.
Yep, it's going to be a great day of wrestling. So good luck, everyone. Hopefully, everyone's getting shoveled out and stuff, and we will see you guys all on Monday.